What is up, guys? My name is Horizon, and welcome to 25 Days of Harry 2022. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what this is, every day from December 1st to December 25th, I upload one video. Sometimes you guys technically get lucky with two because there's a Habs game on that night, and I also live stream post Habs games. Go check those out, and the hashtag shameless self-promo on my own channel. But today, as you guys can probably read by the title and maybe thumbnail, I don't know if the thumbnail is going to be lucky enough to have one me holding up a DVD. We're looking at my DVD collection. This might be part one of two. It depends how long I talk about each movie, how long I go on for. The collection has absolutely expanded, as you guys can tell. We went from last year. Actually, I don't even think this was shown last year, but we went from the TV shows being at the start of this shelf right here, and there even being a little bit of room at the bottom of the last DVD shelf, to half the TV show shelf now being invaded by DVDs. So, yeah, I've gotten a good bit of DVDs in the last year. Yeah, I don't think I have any more coming. I've ordered a couple off eBay, which is why I've delayed filming this video. I don't think I have any more coming. I'm pretty sure I don't, so I think we should be good. If I do, well then, hey, they'll be featured next year's video. But, yeah. So today, we are going to be doing the DVD collection. Like I said, I'm going to stop rambling. We've already been going on for a minute and a half. Let's just get right into it. We will have the usual collection videos, the video games as well. Maybe the CDs, I don't know. I've gotten like one in the last 3 years, so it's kind of the same video over and over. I don't know if that would be interesting. Maybe. I'm still figuring this goddamn thing out as we go. Alright, so we've got 310 to Yuma. Still haven't watched this. Looks like a fun Western movie, though. I'm going to put the DVDs right here on the floor because A, I have no shame, and B, I don't want to make noise on the desk. We got a 4-film collection. I still haven't watched this. Midnight Movie, Contract Killers, and a movie with the dude from Twin Peaks, Kyle MacLachlan. Still have not checked this one out either. We've got 7 short films by Pixar. I got this with Toy Story 3, and then Toy Story 3 was then stolen from me from the great DVD heist of 2020. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good amount of Pixar movies and or Pixar short films, and yeah. 8 Mile. I actually watched this one this year. It was not bad. Michael Shannon, I wished would have been in it more, but I understand why he wasn't. It was alright. It was a decent semi-biographical movie about Eminem. Then we got this 8-film collection, star-studded dramas. I bought this strictly for a love song for Bobby Long, and there was another one. I think it was Lords of Dogtown. And now almost all of these movies I want to check out, except Running with Scissors, funny enough, because of the one with Alec Baldwin, and I don't like Alec Baldwin. But, yeah, I still got to check all these movies out. I bought it for $10, 8 movies for $10. That was very fair, especially considering I think a love song for Bobby Long solo goes for like $25. 9 and Coraline. This is a dual pack on Blu-ray. Love Coraline. One of my favorite animated films. Maybe my favorite animated film, stop motion film. When we get to the top 100 movies of all time, which yes, will be a video for the 25th, like always. Yeah, that was. I think that's always been top 20. This year. I think it's always been a top 20 movie of mine. And then 9, I've seen it once. I don't remember a whole lot of it. Then again, I was kind of out of it when I watched the movie. I was kind of sleepy. So 9, I think, is a movie I got to watch again. But it was very interesting from what I remember. Great cast for that one, too. Great cast. 12 Monkeys. This is a fucking great movie. Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt. It's a really, really good time travel movie. Stays within its own rules. Stays within kind of the boundaries of time travel, and it actually makes a lot of sense. Great film. Had a really damn good twist ending that I was not expecting. Brad Pitt's performance is amazing. Check it out. Bruce Willis also probably gives, I would say his best performance in a movie ever to me. And we got 12 Rounds. 12 Rounds 2 Reloaded. I bought 12 Rounds 2 when it came out in 2013, and I watched it. I bought 12 Rounds like 2 years ago, and I still haven't watched it. Yeah, I bought 12 Rounds 2 because I was a WWE mark when it came out, and I really wanted 12 Rounds, and then I eventually found it and picked it up. No interest in 12 Rounds 3 with Jon Moxley, though. 17 again, Zac Efron. This is one of the first Blu-rays I got for Christmas, weirdly enough. Used to come with a poster, however, I very unfortunately have lost the poster because, believe me, the poster as a meme would be up behind me. Believe me, I would have put the poster up as a meme. Believe me. 21 with not child rapist Kevin Spacey. he was found not guilty, so not child rapist. Hell yeah. Amazing, critically acclaimed actor Kevin Spacey. Lawrence Fishburne, massively underrated. Love Lawrence Fishburne. Still gotta watch this. I haven't yet, and I probably won't for a while because my computer does not have a DVD drive. So that's a yikes. I mean, I got my PS3, I got my PS4, so I can probably load those up sometime. 25th Hour, Edward Norton. This is a great movie right here. Philip Seymour Hoffman's also in it. Anna Paquin. Brian Cox is in it. Barry Pepper, not Brian Pepper. Child predator. Brian Pepper is not in this movie, as funny as that would be. Great movie about a dude spending his last 24 hours in his hometown trying to, in a way, figure out how to outrun the cops and trying to figure out who snitched on him because he's like a drug dealer. And yeah, he's gonna go to jail and he's trying to make amends with everybody in his final day before he goes to jail. Great monologue by Edward Norton. Great performance by Edward Norton. Overall, that film is great. Next up, we've got 28 Days Later. Did I keep the thing in this one? Damn it, I didn't. Big shout out to Rick Nelson for this one. Big shout out to Rick Nelson, who's a subscriber to the channel for, I want to say, 3-4 years now. He gifted me this movie, and I still haven't watched it. I'm sorry, Rick. 2023, baby. I'm not going to make any promises, but might be the year I watch this movie finally, and its sequel, 28 Weeks Later. Bought this thinking this was the one I needed on Blu-ray. I already had it on DVD, so Rick Nelson went out and bought me this one because it was on my wish list. And, yeah, so 28 days and weeks later. I'm not holding my breath on 28 months later, or whatever it's called. The third one coming out anytime soon. I don't even think it is going to come out anymore, so I'm just going to pull down the next stack of DVDs. We've got The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I rewatched this movie for the first time in about a decade this year. It's still funny. It's still a decent movie. It's a fun comedy about a dude. He was 40 years old and he's a fucking virgin. It's pretty much it. If you like Judd Apatow and very shitty comedies, you're going to really like this one because this is probably his only good straight up sex comedy is 40-Year-Old Virgin. Knocked Up I haven't seen, but I don't think I'd like it. It's Leslie Mann and I don't like Leslie Mann. This is 40 I want to see because Paul Rudd's in it and I feel like he might make that material work. There's other movies of his that I can't remember right now, but Judd Apatow, not a big fan of his movies, but 40-Year-Old Virgin is probably the only good movie that he's done and probably ever will do. 50 First Dates. This is a fun comedy right here. This is a fun movie. Adam Sandler, kind of, sort of, by the end of the movie's dating, dating Drew Barrymore, who has memory loss, and every day she keeps thinking it's the same day for about a year, and yeah, Adam Sandler comes into her life. It's a decent movie. It's funny. There's some gags that really don't work. Like I think a lot of the gross out humor is really immature and really stupid, but there's some good jokes in this movie. I like Adam Sandler. I like a majority of Adam Sandler's films. I just like Adam Sandler. Dude is awesome. I love Adam Sandler. 88 Minutes, starring Dunkachino. Before he did Dunkachino, when he still had a little bit of respect for himself. 88 Minutes. Haven't watched this one yet. I think this was $1 at a yard sale, and it came with the slipcover, so I decided, hey, why not buy this? And I can also tell by talking for 7 minutes about a stack full of DVDs, this will be a two-parter. This will be a two-part video right here. But 88 Minutes, haven't checked it out yet. It's a dude who's got 88 minutes. It's about a dude who's got 88 minutes to solve his own murder. Looks interesting. It's Al Pacino. I want to watch it. 127 Hours, James Franco, based off of something that happened in real life. Dude gets his arm stuck in, I believe it's the Grand Canyon, I think, or some mountain. It's a Utah canyon, basically. Gets his arm stuck. Wait, isn't the Grand Canyon in Utah? I don't know. But gets his arm stuck in a canyon, and I've said canyon so much it doesn't even sound like a real word right now. But gets his arm stuck in a canyon, and I want to say cannon for some reason. And basically, his survival of 127 hours like that until he gets rescued. And heard it's a pretty good movie. I gotta check it out. 300. Haven't seen this. Zack Snyder's, I believe, second film after Dawn of the Dead, which we'll get to. Haven't checked it out. I've seen Meet the Spartans, though. God damn it, I regret every second of Meet the Spartans and having watched it 3 times. Don't ask why I've seen it 3 times. 50 Days of Summer. This is the blockbuster rental version on DVD. And the Blu-ray, which I got one year for Christmas. I've seen this movie once. It was okay. I still find it weird that Mark Webb, the director of this movie, went on to direct the Amazing Spider-Man films. But not the Amazing Spider-Man films, but like the Amazing Spider-Man films. You know, he did not direct 1 through 3. He did not travel back in time to replace Sam Raimi. But I've seen this movie once. It was all right from what I remember. I feel like I probably have to rewatch it. There's a few things I remember of it, and it's okay. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel definitely have chemistry. I'm pretty sure they've done like 2 or 3 projects since this. I think they even had a co-YouTube channel they did together during production of the film where they did a lot of covers. It was really fun. Zooey Deschanel and Joseph Gordon-Levitt can both sing really, really well. I wish they would do more musical stuff. 1408, still haven't seen this one. I've been meaning to. My dad really likes this movie. I've heard it's really, really solid. Probably one of Stephen King's best films from what I've heard, actually. So, the plot interests me. I think I'd like it. I might check it out in the future. 2012. How pissed would you guys be, by the way? How pissed would you guys be if after this movie I said, and that's gonna do it for part 1, and just 25 days was just me showing off the DVD collection, letters, and then by the numbers, and then by the letters. You guys would be pissed, I guarantee it. But 2012. This is the last movie for the letters, for the numbers. This is the last movie for the letters. We're moving on to the numbers. That is a real disc in a printed out sleeve. Yeah, 2012, I think I got this for $1, $2 maybe. It's Roland Emmerich. It's not gonna be good, but I want to check it out. I like interesting concepts, and disaster movies I think are always interesting. Hopefully at least one of his movies are done right. I don't know. But A Beautiful Mind, I've heard this movie's interesting. Haven't checked it out yet. You're gonna hear that a lot in this video, guys. For some reason, this year was like the year I watch movies that I don't own. I watch movies that I don't own, or that very few that I actually bought so far after the fact because they were really cheap. Charlie Brown Christmas, this is a classic one right here. The Charlie Brown Christmas, haven't watched it recently because of the goddamn glitter that's on this fucking DVD, and now it's getting all over me. But yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas, I got this, I want to say like 2011, 2012 maybe. Yeah, it's fun. It's classic Charlie Brown. How can you not like that? I believe the first new DVD of this year, A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. This was about $1. I bought it because I remember this movie. It's really weird. For some reason, I feel like I remember this movie coming out in December of 2009 theatrically, and then releasing on DVD December of 2010. I don't know why I remember that, because I know I'm wrong. It probably came out in like March. But I feel like I remember that for some reason, and I don't know why. But Christmas Carol, it was that weird, like, they filmed him in live action. Sorry. They filmed Jim Carrey in live action and then make him animated in the film. It was something weird that, like, Monster House did really, really well. We'll get to Monster House. And, like, I think Mars Needs Moms did this a few months after this came out, or 2011, like a year and a half after this came out. Like, the mid to late 2000s and early 2010s was a really weird time for, like, weirdly creative but not working CGI animated films, except for Monster House, like I said, because Monster House was a damn good. I really like Monster House. Christmas Story, probably one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's still fun to watch. I've watched it. I watch it once every year. I'm not like those goddamn maniacs who watch it every day for Christmas. Instead, I upload YouTube videos every day for December, leading up to Christmas. But it's a really fun movie. It's a nice, quirky little film. They're making a sequel to it again, which, but yeah, they're making a sequel to this again. Peter, what's his face? Peter Billingsley is back. That's cool. Good to see him as Ralphie again. That'll be interesting. Dangerous Man, Steven Seagal. No interest in that. One of the first Blu-rays I got. A film with me in it. Dylan Morrow. I apologize for butchering his name. From Shaun of the Dead's in this. I want to check it out. I enjoy a little bit of British humor occasionally. Glimpse of Hell. Another new movie I've gotten. This was free. I got a lot of DVDs for free. Like, not a lot, but like a lot. Well, it was a lot, but a lot of DVDs. It was for free. Glimpse of Hell seems interesting. James Caan is in it. This was during his, hey, you pay me and I'll do anything you want phase. After Elf. So yeah. I'm sorry, boys. I'm trying to squeeze these DVDs together so that way they don't fall over. I think we're good. A Man Apart. Vin Diesel. I haven't checked this out yet. it's had meh reviews. Not a massive Vin Diesel fan. Yeah, I much prefer The Rock. Nightmare on Elm Street, one of the best horror movies ever made, in my opinion. I've not seen a whole lot of horror films, but I've seen a decent amount. But Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, with the slipcover, this is the, I believe, New Line. Yeah, the Infinifilm. I was going to say Platinum Series, but I think that's Disney. A lot of special features on this. I got this, I want to say 2010 or 2011. It was very early on when I started collecting DVDs that I got this. Great movie. If you guys haven't seen this yet, October passed 2 months ago. That was your time to watch this. But Nightmare on Elm Street, great movie. Great, check it out. If you somehow haven't actually, are you really a movie fan? Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. I've not seen this movie yet. This is one for the gays, and yeah, so I gotta watch half of it. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. This is the Dream Master. Haven't checked this one out yet. Still need to get 3. Ideally, I would like to get all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films before watching all of them, even if most of them are probably gonna end up not being great. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. About Schmidt, this was a decent film. I liked it. It's not one that you're gonna love, but it's a fun little movie. If it weren't over 2 hours long, if they had cut it down to maybe an hour and a half, an hour 40, it's probably one that I'd want to watch a little bit more. It's a nice kind of slice of life film. This dude, who I believe is 80s or 90s, played by Jack Nicholson, is basically trying to get to his daughter's wedding, and yeah, it's a nice little film. It's interesting. There's this kid that he's writing. Yeah, basically he's a rich, I believe, a rich dude, and yeah, he and his wife had planned to travel America. She ends up dying. He ends up doing it for her. It's a nice little film. It's a fun little movie. Accepted. Yeah, it's one of those mid-2000s sex comedies. I got this from one of my sisters when she gave me her whole DVD collection. Never checked it out, and the only thing I really want to do is check it out because Jonah Hill's in it, because this is like 15, 16-year-old Jonah Hill when he was first getting into movies, and seeing how he fucking has not changed his acting style in the last 15 years. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. This is a fun movie. This is fun. I watched it, I want to say, a couple years ago. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I'd probably watch it again in the future. The Adjustment Bureau, Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. Haven't watched this one yet. I've been meaning to. And yeah, don't be confused. It's not the Blu-ray DVD. It is solely the DVD for some reason. Adventureland. This is a decent one right here. Kristen Stewart was pretty hot in this one. Yeah, Adventureland. It's a decent movie. All these kids are basically working at Adventureland. Ryan Reynolds is basically like their older kind of like mentor in a way. Bill Hader's fucking hilarious in this. Bill Hader's hilarious in like anything he's in that's supposed to be comedic, and he's really good when he has to be dramatic in a dramatic role. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting movie. Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg's kind of underrated. I like Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, that's a pretty decent movie. Check it out if you like interesting kind of dramedies. Against the Ropes. I've had this for over a decade, and I still haven't watched it. I kind of want to keep that up just to keep tradition going. But Against the Ropes, that is interesting movie. I never got into Meg Ryan. I don't know what people saw in her. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it eventually. Next up, we got Airplane. I've not watched this yet. I've heard it's one of the best parody films of all time. I definitely got to watch it. I've heard it's the parody film of all time. So, yeah, I got to watch that. Next up, we got Airplane 2, the sequel. And Airplane 2, the sequel. Yeah, I got this, I want to say, a couple years ago. Yeah, a couple years ago for Christmas for $1. And then this I just got because I got it in that big lot of DVDs. Yeah, I'm still debating which version to keep because I think they both have the same amount of special features. I'm pretty sure they're even the same disc if I... Yeah, no. See, like, this one is a little bit more clean. And this one is like a little bit more faded. So, yeah, I don't know which one to keep. The widescreen collection at the bottom matches the other one, but the aesthetic of the cover of the second one matches more the first. So, I don't know. We'll see. Alice in Wonderland. This one is from like 2007, I think. 2007. I got this one in 2011, 2012. It's by Digiview, which is when you know that you're gonna get something good, is when you get it from Digiview. But yeah, no, Alice in Wonderland. This one is, yeah, it's a bootleg. What can I say? It's a bootleg. It's one of the thin cases. I bought this. I think it was for like charity or something. We were at the bank, my mom's bank, and they were selling these DVDs. They're classic Fables. She ended up buying this. I think it was $2, $3, and it said like all the money goes to charity or something. It's I don't know. It was weird. Something weird. And then we got another bootleg Alice in Wonderland. This is the one from 2010 with Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Crispin Glover's in this. This is some big names in this. It's interesting. I kind of want to check it out. At the same time, it's like Johnny Depp, I'm sure, gives a good performance, but like, I don't know, like, I'm not a massive Tim Burton fan. I'm not a big fan of the aesthetic that Tim Burton gives off. I'm not a big fan of the whole dark, gothic, edgy just for being edgy type of thing, you know, so, I don't know. Alvin and the Chipmunks. What a way to follow that up. Alvin and the Chipmunks and okay. Alvin and the Chipmunks' Squeakquel. Pretty sure I had the Squeakquel before the original, because I think I bought this in 2010 with the Squeak-Along. We'll get to that. And then I think I got Alvin and the Chipmunks, I want to say in 2015, 2016. But, not good movies. I think it's probably the best thing I can say without trying to do a straight-up watch-along, which would be fun. I will admit that would be very, very fun doing a watch-along of the Alvin and the Chipmunks films. But, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Maybe we'll do that for the Ramblin' Man podcast eventually. The Amazing Spider-Man. I bought this one because it was $5 at a local store, and I haven't opened it yet, so that's fun. Amazing Spider-Man. That's a movie that exists. The American. George Clooney. I like George Clooney. This is one that looks interesting to me. I might check it out. I don't really know the plots. And the last movie of the first stack, before we go on to the second one, I'm probably going to cut, and blah, blah, blah. You guys know how that works. American Beauty. Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, Thora Birch, Mina Severa. I still don't know how to say her name. I apologize. Wes Bentley, Chris Cooper. This is just a masterpiece of a film. Kevin Spacey's character is in a midlife crisis. He starts lusting over his daughter's friend. There's different subplots. His wife is cheating on him with Peter Gallagher, which, to be fair, is completely understandable. It's Peter Gallagher, but but it's a really fucking great movie. I don't know if it's top 10 this year. Maybe, I don't know. I want to rewatch it because I know it's a really damn good film. It's probably top 50. I don't know. We'll see when I do the 100 favorite movies. But American Beauty, damn good movie. Check it out if you haven't yet. It's not an art house film. It's very comedic, honestly. In my opinion, if you ask me where I categorize this film, I'd probably go dark comedy. Dark comedy. The humor isn't dark, but the subject, the drama of it is dark, but it's very comedic. I would probably put this under a dark comedy label instead of straight up drama. So yeah, that is going to do it for part one. No, that is going to do it for the part uno of the shelves. But that is going to do it for the first stack. I'll come back to you. It'll feel like 5 seconds, but it'll probably be like 5 minutes. With the next stack of DVDs, and we'll go from there. We'll see how much I get done there. And hopefully this works out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video so far. I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so let's take a look at the next group of DVDs. So we got American Gangster. Haven't seen this one yet. This movie is almost 3 hours long, so it's probably going to be a decent little while until I do check this one out. But Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, should be a interesting one. Next up, we got American Graffiti. I'll be honest, I don't know why I checked this one out. Interestingly enough to note as well, Ron Howard is actually credited on the back of this DVD by the name, you can kind of see it, Ronnie Howard. That is kind of funny. Yeah, this is part of the Universal Collector's Edition where they released their old movies on DVD. I really like the look of these cases. I have a couple of them. I'd love to get more. We'll see how that goes in the future. And, of course, the disc. I don't know why the Universal bare bones discs work a lot better for me. American Heist, haven't seen this one yet. $3.50 for a Blu-ray at the dollar store. You know, I had to get it. Not much to say about that one. American History X, one of the most beautiful films I've seen, I think. Edward Norton's great in this. Edward Furlong is really damn good. Beverly D'Angelo, everybody that's in this is really damn good. And the fact this is only 2 hours, it feels like 3, which is a good thing because it feels you're very invested in the characters. It feels real. And I wish that Edward Norton had gotten his way and his cut of the film was made available, because I think it was nearly 3 hours long. His cut of the film, which, god damn it, I would have loved to. I would have loved to have seen the Edward Norton cut, and but yeah, the one we got, so beautiful, so great, just a really damn good sort of redemption tale, but like not really. If you guys have seen the movie, you know what I mean. But it's a damn good movie, and yeah, I'm not talking a lot about what I think of each film aside from like I really like it or blah 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 or whatever, because the top 100 favorite movies. If it's a movie that's on the top 100 favorite movies list, I'm not gonna say much about it. American Pie, it's a really good movie. No, but legit, American Pie. This is a really funny movie. I actually really like American Pie. It's one of the few sex comedies that I actually enjoy and that actually I like. It works. There's not a lot of nudity, which is good, because a lot of the sex comedies, they seem to go for nudity is the punchline, nudity is the joke. This movie strays away from that. It has a lot of really funny and somewhat clever jokes. I really like it. I like a lot of the cast click really well together, which can add, and it's why they've made 3 sequels. Some not so good. One of them pretty good. But yeah, this one will always be the best. Jason Biggs is great. Eugene Levy obviously is Mr. Levison. Sean William Scott is just incredible. I fucking, who else is in it? Thomas Ian Nichols, Chris Klein. Everybody, just all the fucking Allison Hannigan's in this. Tara Reid in probably her only good movie role. It's just American Pie, just really damn good film. Hopefully, I hope to get the others solo in the future, because I have as well the American Pie 4 film collection. As good as it is that I have all 4 of the decent American Pie films, I don't like having them in this collection because I didn't realize that it's not a 4-disc set. It is simply, I can show you because it keeps coming out, 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. It is simply a 2-disc set that I'm pretty sure has just the movies and then maybe like the trailers. Yeah, there's not even any listed special features listed. The good thing is it is the unrated cuts of each film, which adds, I don't think any of them take away. They just add to the movie. They don't take any scenes away or anything, or any jokes. But I would like to have the additions like with the first one, because those have the special features, and it's fun to see the behind the scenes. Even though these are simple movies, they're not big special effects masterclasses. It's still fun to see behind the scenes and how well the cast clicked with each other and all that. But yeah, American Pie 2 I thought was a pretty good sequel to the first one. Kind of added on to it, even though the first one was very weird. Spoiler alert for the first one, because it kind of had that whole, hey, I want to get laid before prom or at the prom, one of the two. And then they're like, hey, we should lose it whenever we want, and then they lose it anyway. It was weird. The kind of weird little plot thread there. This kind of whatever. But American Pie 2 I thought was a good follow up. Like I said, they're at summer camp, not summer camp. They're not summer camp, but they're at a beach house for the summer. Pretty funny. I like the second one. I think it's a good follow up to the first. American Wedding might be my least favorite of the 4. Honestly, it's which is weird because I love the character of Stifler. I think he's really damn funny, but he's not meant to be the main character. Weirdly enough, for American Wedding, which is supposed to be focused on Jim and Michelle's wedding, it's very Stifler focused. It's very much around Stifler, trying to get into Jim's good graces again and trying to be like the best man of the wedding, or just trying to get to the wedding. It's not bad. It's watchable. It's still funny. It has some funny jokes, but it doesn't hit the same as the first two, and neither does American Reunion. I think Reunion is actually good. Reunion was honestly kind of where you could have made it more of a serious film and had a few jokes, and it probably would have worked, because it's roughly a decade after American Wedding. All the actors have matured. They've grown. They've done more serious roles, except for Sean William Scott, who just seems to love doing comedic roles where he shows a little bit of hint of seriousness that, damn, that Sean William Scott could really probably act in a great dramatic film, and then he just says, nah, I want to do comedy. I want to make people laugh. As far as I know, he hasn't really done many serious films, which is a tragedy. But American Wedding probably could have gone in a more serious route, and it would have been pretty good. But it was still decent. It was still a fun movie. It was interesting. Having the dynamic of Jim kind of crushing on the kid he used to babysit was kind of weird to me. That felt like a weird plot that he didn't really have to include, but they kind of did to have a bit of tension between Jim and Michelle, and that was weird. I don't know. I like the American Pie films overall. None of them are terrible. They were much better than I was expecting. I'll be honest. When I watched the first one, the first time I watched it, I want to say last year, 2020. It was one of the 2 years. Those 2 years kind of blend together. The first movie really was a lot better than I expected. I was expecting all of them to be very lowbrow, very Bandcamp-esque, if you will. Except I enjoy Bandcamp because of the nostalgia. But Bandcamp is a god-awful movie. I will admit that, even though I like it for the nostalgia. You know, I was expecting them all to be just terrible, god-awful. How can people like these? But I really like the first and second one. Like I said, the third is not amazing. The fourth is okay. So yeah, American Pie, if you're of age and you're interested in sex comedies or just comedies, check them out because they're actually pretty good. Speaking of Bandcamp, American Pie presents Bandcamp. The only the only Bandcamp American Pie spinoff that I like. I like that they went to Bandcamp because that's always been a recurring joke. You know, this one time at Bandcamp is a recurring joke in the first three movies. So I like they kind of went with that for the American Pie Presents, but like the Naked Mile, was the Naked Mile ever brought up in an American Pie movie? Was the Book of Love, was Beta Camp, like, or Beta House, Beta Camp, Beta House? Like, I have 2 of the 4 prequels. I want to call them prequels because every bad spinoff always seems to be a prequel, but it's just a spinoff. It's just random. The only recurring character is fucking Eugene Levy. Like, I don't know. I want to do a video. I've wanted to do this for 2 years, and I was originally going to be a lot different video. I kind of want to do a video on how the spinoffs fail. Like, everybody knows why they fail because they're not funny. They don't have the original cast. Everybody knows that. But I legitimately want to go on an in-depth like look back of at least Bandcamp and Naked Mile because I own those 2. Beta House, I have no interest in watching because that one I've heard is just shoot me. And then the Naked Mile, Book of Love I've seen once, and that one I think I turned it off 10 minutes in because I was just like, yeah, no, this isn't funny. I'm not going to enjoy myself for this, and I turned it off. But yeah, Bandcamp, Naked Mile, these are not amazing. Again, Bandcamp I like because of the nostalgia. I saw it. I actually saw the previews that were on the DVD because we had a bootleg copy. My sister had a bootleg copy, and I snuck it away and I watched the previews. And I always remember the WWE Raw one because they're all moving out because they're going to USA Network, and that one's always stuck with me. That has a little bit of nostalgia in me. And then the movie started, and I turned it off because I was like, there's no more previews, because that was during my really weird like 5 years when I was collecting DVDs simply for the previews. Like, legit, there's a decent portion of the DVDs that I own. If I talk about when I owned them when I was a kid, I own them because because they were movies that I wanted when I was a kid because I wanted to watch the previews. And then when they didn't have previews, I was really sad. But yeah, Bandcamp and Naked Mile. Naked Mile was free, as were most of the DVDs I got from one eBay seller. That's a funny story. Maybe I'll talk about it sometime. I don't want to right now because, yeah. American Psycho. What a way to move on from American Pie. American Psycho. One of the funniest movies I think I've seen. And when I tell you that, it's weird because this is the epitome of a dark comedy in my opinion. I know some people, including I think Christian Bale himself, have come out and said this movie isn't supposed to be funny, but god damn it, how can you not find this movie funny? It's a great horror film. Kind of a horror film. It's kind of a slasher. I consider it more of a suspense or a thriller. I would classify it as a dark comedy, but if you're not, because it kind of isn't, I'd probably go thriller, if anything, but I'm classifying this under dark comedy. This movie is a different type of funny, hilarious film. It's directed by Mary Herron. I was going to say directed by the same one who wrote the book, but no, it was adapted from a book, written by a guy, the film directed by a woman. I could have sworn they were both done by a woman, actually. It's probably got based on the book. No, Bret Easton Ellis. Yeah, no, Bret is a guy's name, so yeah. Great film. Love it. It's definitely in the top 100. I don't know where it ranks right now. I probably should rewatch it before I make that video. But American Psycho, great movie. And if you have a copy, you can probably hear that. The disc rattles a lot without actually coming undone. So if you like disc rattling, buy yourself American Psycho, the Killer Collector's Edition, I think this is from like 2002, 2003. There is not any special features on it. There's a commentary, there's a little documentary, and yeah, okay, there's actually two. It's actually a little bit of special features on that. American Ultra with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, kind of reuniting from Adventureland. John Leguizamo is also in this, which is funny enough, the reason I bought this, and also Walton Goggins is in this, which Walton Goggins is just fucking great in everything he's in. And Tony Hale is also in this, which, poor Tony Hale, man. Dude just keeps choosing terrible movie roles for himself. There was one movie that me and my best friend watched like a month ago, and he was in it, and it was like, no, Tony. It's like, we were so disappointed that he was in it, because it was like, oh, it was Hocus Pocus 2. We watched Hocus Pocus 2, and we're like, no, Tony, the good roles were right in the other script that you chose to do Hocus Pocus 2 instead of. But American Ultra, this looks like a fun action movie. I like Kristen Stewart. I like Jesse Eisenberg. It was only $5 at Walmart. I figured, hey, why not? For $5, how bad can it be? I'm going to make this video next year, and I'm going to quote that and say, how bad can it be? And then say, it can be really bad. No, I'm probably going to like it. I think I'll like it. Amityville 3D, haven't watched this yet. I really want to get the full box set of the first 4 Amity films and Amityville Confidential, which means I'll have an extra copy of this, and yeah, who knows. Anytime you can find old horror films, or old rare horror film DVDs, that's a plus. Amityville 3D, I feel like, goes for about $20, $30, so if ever I need to sell movies, which I really hope I don't get to that point, I know one of the first ones I'm selling. Amityville Horror, 2005, this is the first one I'm selling. It's really weird seeing Ryan Reynolds with the goddamn beard and all that, because, like, I don't see him as the bearded dude. I see him as the really funny, clean-shaven dude, because he, like, never has the beard anymore. I respect him for trying something new here. Yeah, no, I can tell. When you look at the eyes, you can tell that's Ryan Reynolds. When you look at the eyes, you can tell. But, yeah, Chloe Moretz is in this. I think... Or Chloe Grace Moretz? It's Moretz, not Moritz. I'm dumb. Chloe Grace Moretz is in this for, like, 2 minutes. Actually, I don't know if she's just at the end or if she is in the whole film, if she's, like, the daughter. I forget. But, Chloe Grace Moretz, I know is in this for sure. I don't know if she's in it for just, like, 5 seconds or if she's the daughter. But, yeah, because I haven't watched this movie. I don't think I've ever watched... Oh, speaking of, right there's the Amityville Horror Collection. That's the one that I want. Oh, apparently, okay, it's just the first 3 then. Okay, I apologize. It's just the first 3 Amityville films and then Confidential. So, yeah. The remake, I've got a little bit of interest in watching because it's Ryan Reynolds, and I want to see how he does in a horror film, but we'll see how long it takes for me to get to that. I'm already 14 minutes in. Jeez, I got to speed this up. An Evening with Kevin Smith 2, Evening Harder. This is basically a 2-disc set of 2 nights of stand-up, which is pretty cool. Toronto and London, Ontario. My apologies. Sorry, boys. I just had to sneeze real quick. But yeah, it's basically 2 nights of Kevin Smith, like, stand. I don't know if it's stand up or if it's just like an interview, but like it's or Q&A basically. It's the DVD set doesn't really say too much. All it says is just tour footage from his concerts. So I'm gonna say it's stand up because usually when it's stand up and they classify it as a concert, it's stand up. It's not really a Q&A. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Another one I got for free. Yeah, that's interesting. Anchorman, one of the movies I just got, actually, just a couple days ago before I'm recording this. I want to see Anchorman for probably about a decade now. I am not a massive fan of Adam McKay at all, but I will watch this because, hey, Anchorman, I'll at least give it a chance. I know Jack Black's in it. I know there's apparently some funny gags. Paul Rudd's in it. Steve Carell's in it. How can you go wrong with those 3? Anger Management, this is a pretty funny movie. Adam Sandler, obviously. Jack Nicholson. Marissa Tomei, Louis Gussman. I was trying to think of Louis Gussman a couple days ago. I was looking at something. Louis Gussman, Woody Harrelson has a really goddamn funny cameo in this movie. John Turturro is great, as always, in anything he's in. Marissa Tomei, of course, just Marissa Tomei. And then Adam Sandler, Jack Nicholson. Really, really funny duo together. Jack Nicholson, I would not have expected before I watched this, is kind of made for comedies. And I wish he would do more. Funny enough, we actually used to have that disc as a kid, and I remember seeing that. I was thinking, that's a funny orange cat in a green sweater, and now I see it. I see the movie, and the gag's funnier than just the disc. But Anger Management, that's a movie I'll see eventually. Next up, The Ant Bully. This is a movie I used to watch a lot as a kid. There were some movies that I would actually watch, and then a lot of them I would just own on DVD for the sake of just being like, hey, I want trailers. But this is one that used to be on the TV all the time. I think it was like YTV it was usually on. If you're a Canadian, you probably know that. I don't know if they have YTV in America. But the Ant Bully, I always remember being on because, like, I remember the scene with, like, the jelly beans in the house. They're trying to get to the jelly beans, and then, like, they eat the jelly beans, and I always thought they looked really, really delicious. And then I had real jelly beans, and I was like, damn, these aren't as good as I expected on the TV. But really, really, really good cast, actually. Like, fucking Julia Roberts, okay, Nicolas Cage, Meryl Streep, Paul Giamatti, Bruce Campbell. Like, this is a good cast for a goddamn kids film. It's weird. The all-star cast always appear in kids films, and never when movies are actually meant to be working to their strengths. Like, Cage and Streep, weirdly enough, this is an adaptation reunion for them. Bruce Campbell and Paul Giamatti have probably done a movie together. It wouldn't surprise me. But Ant Bully, I used to remember that as a kid. It was a decent film. I like it. Speaking of Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness. I now own 2 of the 3 Army of Darkness films, or Evil Dead films. I don't own the original yet, funny enough. But Army of Darkness, this was pretty fun. I like this one. I like Evil Dead. It's not necessarily my type of film that I'd want to watch all the time, but occasionally, you know, why not? But Army of Darkness is pretty fun. That was actually a pretty interesting film to check out. Art School Confidential. I got this solely because John Malkovich is in this. John Malkovich is incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I want to check it out occasionally. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe eventually I'll watch it. I'm pretty sure released by Sony Pictures Classics. Yeah, they usually come up with some pretty good movies. So yeah, we'll check that out eventually. Are We Done Yet? I simply bought that because it was like $1. I wanted to own that since I was a kid. I still don't own the original, the Are We There Yet, which kind of sucks. Astro Boy, which I actually also got for free. Did I get this one for free? Yeah, this is another one of the ones I got for free, so fuck it, I might as well speak on it real quick. So basically, I bought a bunch of DVDs from this one guy. I paid like $15 because I ended up winning a bunch of auctions at like $1 each somehow. But yeah, won a bunch of auctions that were like $1 each. Dude sent me the DVDs, no issue. I got them. I didn't give him the Karma stuff. Not Karma. What's it called? Not Karma. Why am I thinking of Karma? The fuck? I gave him Karma. No, I gave him fucking the positive ratings, basically. I gave him the positive rate, or I didn't give him the positive ratings fast enough, so he refunded me for some reason. I don't know. It was weird. He refunded me, and he told me you can have them for free or something like that. Then he got pissed at me. It was weird. But Astro Boy was another movie I got for free, and that's pretty fun. So yeah. Atonement, James McAvoy, Keira Knightley. Just learned that Saoirse Ronan is in this, so that's another plus. I definitely got to check this one out. Yeah, I've heard it's a really, really good movie, and yeah, Atonement, I want to check it out. Only got it for $5 from a local store. Oh God, can I actually legitimately, can I show this one? I'm gonna cover a certain thing that's on here because I don't know if you can show this. But Attack on Leningrad. I don't know if I can show this DVD on stream. There's no like nudity or anything. It's like just violence. But yeah, this is another movie I got for free as a part of the giant haul of DVDs I got. It's weird. This past year I've gotten 2 giant hauls of DVDs when you think about it. But yeah, that's a movie. Oh, and the next up we got Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and Goldmember. Those are pretty funny. I think I liked the first one the best. I think I ranked them 1, 2, 3. I thought the third one was dragged down heavily by Beyonce being involved, and because she is not a fucking actor in the slightest, barely. Actually, let me do that. But yeah, Austin Powers pretty interesting. I don't want them to make a 4th one. I know Jay Roach has said he's down to direct it. I think he'd be writing it too, I think. Who was the original written by? Oh, Mike Myers. Did he write all 3 of them? Well, yeah, Mike Myers wrote all 3 of them. So I don't know if I'd want a 4th Austin Powers. I don't think so. This one I was really happy to find. This was $4. We went to Cornwall. I think I can say that because we live like 3 hours away from Cornwall, something like that. But we went to Cornwall, Ontario, twice this year, and I got a decent haul of DVDs both times. $4, The Avengers, I kind of had to pick it up. yeah, The Avengers. This is a pretty good movie. Not pretty good. It's decent. It's okay. It's a superhero movie. There's kind of a certain level of good that you can't pass, really. And that level being good. But yeah, The Avengers was alright. I liked it. We'll probably won't watch it again. Picked it up because it's a Marvel film, and most of those seem to be pretty kind of sort of expensive. So yeah. Babe Pig in the City, Talking Pig movie. Hell yeah, those are always fun. For some reason, my mom wanted that. I don't know why. Yeah, Baby. I haven't watched this one yet. No interest in doing so, but I picked it up because it was like $3 at the dollar store. And at the time, it interested me because it was a movie from 2017, and in 2019, it was at the dollar store. Or 2018, I forget when I bought that. But Baby Driver, it was alright. I probably got to rewatch it. It's probably the least good of the Edgar Wright films that I've seen. The only one I haven't seen is that One Night in Soho or Last Night in Soho, whatever it's called. I haven't seen that. His newest movie. I haven't seen that one yet. Baby Driver is probably his weakest film, in my opinion. If I had to rank them real quick, probably Shaun of the Dead, The World's End, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Baby Driver. There might be one of his films that I forgot that he's done. Really wish he would have done Ant-Man, because that would have made Ant-Man a good movie. But yeah, Baby Driver, pretty okay. It's a decent movie. The Babysitters, John Leguizamo again. I really like John Leguizamo. I don't know why, but I really like John Leguizamo. I've been meaning to watch this for the past like 4 years, and I just haven't yet. It's exactly an hour and a half, so I don't know. Maybe by the time that this video's out, maybe I've watched it. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to premiere these, because I've kind of soured on premieres. I might just put these out. We'll see. Who knows? Alright, can I get the last stack exactly on stream? Yeah, why not? Whatever. Back to the Future. This is the 25th anniversary trilogy. Love this set. Lots of special features. It's absolutely packed. Behind the scenes, archival featurettes. The secrets of the Back to the Future trilogy, which I used to own on VHS. I used to own all 3 movies with that on VHS. The Q&A, deleted scenes, featurettes, like I said, music videos. Back to the Future, the ride. That's fucking cool. Yeah, so it's got, it's the 3 movies, obviously, and then it's an entire bonus disc full of special features. This was $10 at Giant Tiger. Massively recommend. Love the Back to the Future films. Everybody loves the Back to the Future films. If you don't, are you really human? Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. I don't own Bad Boys for Life yet, which I probably should get to complete the trilogy. Haven't watched them yet. They seem like fun comedy action films. Martin Lawrence is alright. Will Smith is a cuck. Yeah. Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans. Or Bad Lieutenant Escale Nouvelle-Orléans. I don't even know if I just said that right. I probably butchered the shit out of it. But yeah, it's a good old Nicolas Cage cheese. I'll check it out eventually. This one I was really happy to find. This was $5 at Cornwall. Bambi on Blu-ray. This is both the Blu-ray DVD. Comes with the slipcover. That was legitimately probably the most shocking thing of all. But yeah, Bambi, limited time only, so it comes with the stickers. It was only $5, like I said. Had to pick it up. I've never seen Bambi. This movie, really enough, is only like an hour. Yeah, an hour and 10 minutes. So, yeah. Yeah, again, it comes with, I'm pretty sure it comes with, if I can remember correctly, yeah, it even came with, like, all of the special inserts. Of course, there's the DVD and the Blu-ray. It came with the special inserts, the Blu-ray guide, and, yeah. So, Bambi, I've never seen it, but I was very, very happy to grab the DVD. Even though Disney DVDs and Blu-rays are kind of going down in value right now, I feel like, honestly, in, like, 3 to 4 years, they're just going to go right back up when people realize, like, hey, when Disney Plus starts taking stuff off for no reason to put them out on DVD, people are going to realize, hey, Disney Plus kind of sucks. Let's go back to physical. And this DVD is going to go from being worth like $20 to probably 60 to 70. And at that point, I'll have like 4 of these because somehow I will. And then I'll sell 3 of them and make a goddamn profit, and I'm going to be a millionaire before you know it. That's my strategy. Don't copy. I will sue. Bangkok Dangerous, more Nicolas Cage cheese. That's the only reason I bought this. I love Nick Cage, man. Who doesn't love Nicolas Cage? Barnyard, the original Party Animals. Kevin James is in this, So I Want to Die. David Koechner's in this. Sam Elliott, too. I liked this as a kid. This was one of the movies that I always watched because I thought it was really fun and silly. I loved the Barnyard show, Barnyard Back at the Barn, or Back at the Barnyard, when it was airing on Nickelodeon. I was a big fan of that. So, Barnyard, the original party animals. Weirdly enough, the fucking the title, the subtitle of the original party animals has kind of just disappeared. It used to be on like all the trailers. Now when the movie's released, it's Barnyard. You know, it's just Barnyard. Weirdly enough, like I said, they've dropped the original party animals for some reason, which I mean is understandable. Barnyard sounds a lot better, but yeah. Bartok Magnificent, another movie, an hour and 8 minutes. So just like Bambi, this one is very short. Got this one for free probably about a decade ago. Family friend knew how much I like DVDs and gave that one to me. So yeah. Basic Instinct 2, Sharon Stone. I don't own the first one yet. I've never seen the first one. This one I bought because I remember seeing the DVD in my sister's collection or something with my sister's collection. I remember this for some reason. And picked it up because, yeah, I felt like it. Also, big props to the dude who bought this 2 for $10. Probably back in, like, 2010. Because that's when you can get away with charging 2 for $10 on DVDs. And calling it a deal. That's weird. Batman. This is the really cool Digibook Blu-ray. This is the one that comes with, like, some info on Batman, excerpts of the script. The new Batman comic or the Batman comic. That's pretty cool. The only thing I don't like doesn't slam shut, but the Digibook, unfortunately I don't have the backing because I'm pretty sure there was a backing to this. But yeah, Batman the Digibook. I kind of wish they did more Digibooks nowadays. They really don't. I don't think they've made any Digibooks since like 2008, not 2008, like 2018. Yeah, Batman, that's pretty fun. Batman Begins. This is a decent movie. I like it. I'm not a massive Christopher Nolan Batman film guy, but this one was okay. Christian Bale was an interesting choice for Batman. I think he was alright. But yeah, Batman Begins. This one I got because it is not only the 2-disc DVD, but weirdly enough, like Batman, it comes with I don't know if it might say at the end. Oh, it doesn't, but it comes with like 3 different Batman comics, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, and then an ad for V for Vendetta. Remember the 5th of November. Yeah, it's I think that was when V for Vendetta was coming out on DVD. But yeah, Batman Begins, pretty cool. 2-disc set with the comic book. Don't know how rare that is. I think it was like $10 when I bought it. That's pretty cool. Batman Under the Red Hood. Bought this because it was $1. Remember seeing this a lot as a kid. Recently, like the last 2 years, I've really been in a thing where I want to buy movies I remember when I was a kid, or I want to buy DVDs that I remember as a kid seeing a lot. And yeah, Batman the Red Hood was one of those. Weirdly enough, another one of those that I happened to get without even like buying it. It was another one I got in the lot. Battle Los Angeles. For some reason, I remember seeing this movie a lot when I was a kid. Aaron Eckhart. Holy shit! Yeah, I kind of want to watch this one then. Aaron Eckhart's in this. Michael Pena, Michelle Rodriguez is in this. But yeah, this looks like an interesting battle movie. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'll see how I feel. Be Cool. This is the sequel to, I believe, Get Shorty. Yeah, John Travolta's in this. Uma Thurman, Vince Vaughn, Cedric the Entertainer. The Rock is in this. Harvey Keitel, Danny DeVito. This is a very interesting cast. This is a fucking great cast. I definitely gotta see fucking Get Shorty first. But I don't know. We'll see. Be Cool. My sister always liked that. One of my sisters always liked that. So yeah. Be Kind, Rewind. I was not a massive fan of this when I first saw the film. I gotta rewatch it because I was definitely expecting for Jack Black, Mos Def, and Danny Glover. I was definitely expecting a much better comedy film. I was expecting more of a comedy. But then again, for Michel Gondry, I probably should have expected not a straight comedy. But yeah, I gotta rewatch this movie and see how I think about it now. Cause yeah. The Beach Bum. This is $5 at Walmart. I bought this because it is a fucking what's his name, Harmony Korine movie, and I saw the cast and I was like, damn, that's a pretty good cast. I'm gonna check it out, and I haven't watched it yet, and I probably won't until I get a new DVD drive. B movie. Yeah, the aviation of bees said that they shouldn't be able to fly, but they do. Artie Lang's Beer League. I'm not a fan of Artie Lang, so yeah, we bought that in a sort of haul of DVDs in like 2016. Beetlejuice. Beautiful Winona Ryder, one of her first movie roles. Very cute in this movie, very adorable. Michael Keaton, great as always. It's always fun seeing, you know, big, like, great actors in some of their first roles and how young they were. And it's like, oh, you're just learning. That's adorable. But yeah. Alec Baldwin. Funny enough, this is one of the few Alec Baldwin films that I actually can tolerate him in. He's actually okay. He hadn't gone into full, I'm a fucking dickhead mode yet. He hadn't gone into that yet. Catherine O'Hara's in this for a little bit. She's pretty funny. Everybody involved really tries their own. Funny enough, this and like one other film, I forget what it is. I have it. I'll get to it eventually, I think. This and like one other film are the only Tim Burton ones that I actually enjoy. So yeah, and now they're making Beetlejuice 2, so that's going to be fun. Hopefully Winona returns, and that'd be cool. I'd like to see that. I think a lot of people would. I'm going to pause the recording. I'll be back with the second half of the shelf that we just finished. And then I will end this recording, and yeah, I'll be back probably, again, what'll feel like 5 seconds after that, but will probably be like a day for me. So we'll see. I'll be right back, boys. All right, we're back. I've got the second half, the second stack of DVDs from the shelf. We're going to get right into them. Begin Again. I got this because Haley Steinfeld's in it, and yeah. Mark Ruffalo's also in this. There's some other people in this. I just realized I've been showing the DVD like this, so you can't really see most of it. But looks like an interesting film. I don't really know what the whole plot of it is, but Haley Steinfeld's in it. I'll check it out eventually. I don't know when. Beverly Hillbillies. That's a really bad comedy film. Don't watch it. Big with Tom Hanks. Probably one of the most world-renowned pedophilia movies. Think about it. Yeah. Big, it was fun. It was entertaining. I'll give it that. Big Daddy, more Adam Sandler. Come on, you gotta love Adam Sandler. Cole and Dylan Sprouse play the twins in this. Jon Stewart's in this. So is Rob Schneider. Leslie Mann in one of her first roles is in this. The dude from the principal from not Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, comes back in this one, and that is one of the best scenes in the film that he's in, surprisingly. Great film. I really like Big Daddy. Very funny. And, you know, fucking someone get the kid a Happy Meal. Big Lebowski. This is a great film. This is really funny. John Goodman, Jeff Bridges, Steve Buscemi. This is just a great cast. John Turturro, Nobody Fucks with the Jesus. Great movie. Love it. It's hilarious. If you guys haven't seen it, just go watch it. The dude gets mistaken for a different Lebowski. His carpet gets pissed on, and he has to go on a journey to try and replace it. It really tied the room together, you know? You gotta replace the goddamn carpet. It tied the room together. The Big Short, Steve Carell, Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, and Christian Bale comprise what is a pretty bad movie, honestly. Adam McKay really fucked this one. Who edited this movie? I'm trying to find real quick. Hank Corwin. Please stop fucking editing movies, because holy shit, you are bad. The editing of this film really kind of ruined it. It was a decent concept following the 2008 stock market crash, but the way they told it was like really weird. It sucked. It wasn't a great movie. I thought Brad Pitt played his character really well. Christian Bale was pretty good. Really liked Steve Carell, and Ryan Gosling was just kind of there. He was Ryan Gosling. Pretty decent potential for a film, but just wasn't great. Bill and Ted's Excellent Double Feature. We watched the first one, I want to say, in history class. Yes, we legitimately did. And, yeah, second one I've never watched. Or it might have been the second one we watched. It was one of the two, I forget. They kind of blend together for me. But, yeah, Bill and Ted's Excellent Double Feature of Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. Have not watched either of them since. Bill Engvall, Here's Your Sign Live. Bought that because I remember Bill Engvall from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Haven't watched it at all. Billy Madison, this right here. One of the best Adam Sandler films easily. Incredibly funny. Norm Macdonald's in this, which I didn't realize the first time I watched it. Bradley Whitford is just beautifully cast. Bridget Wilson's great in this. Everybody involved plays their part to perfection. One of the best Adam Sandler films, if not the best. Love it. I rewatch it at least once a year. I'm actually due for my yearly rewatch of that, actually. But a great film. Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. This is another great film right here. This is a movie about Michael Keaton. Very, very symbolic of his own career at this point, which, funny enough, this movie actually brought him back into the mainstream. But Michael Keaton plays a guy who's very down on his luck. He's an actor who's known mostly for playing the superhero known as Birdman, which, yeah, you're seeing it now, you're getting it now, yeah, you're getting it. You guys are smart, you're getting it. But he's most known for playing the superhero called Birdman, and he's trying to get involved with the play to boost his own career again and get back into the spotlight. And everything keeps going wrong, and it turns out, yeah, it's filmed in one take. It's great. It's a great film, or I should say it's filmed like it's one take, I should say. Brilliantly filmed as well to show it off, trying to be one take. It's incredible. Great movie though. Great film. Love it. Really, really solid. And I gotta rewatch it. Black Hawk Down 3-disc special edition. I've owned this for about a decade, and I've not once seen it. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer movie. It's a Ridley Scott film. I don't really have a whole lot of interest in checking it out. I bought it at the time because, like, hey, holy shit, 3-disc special edition. You don't see those often. And, yeah. So, oh, fuck. Is it really going to be a bitch to get the goddamn... There we go. But, yeah. Black Hawk Down. And speaking of black, we've got Black Snake Moan. Samuel Jackson, I've heard, is really good in this movie. I remember seeing it when I was a kid. I remember seeing, like, 2-3 minutes of it on TV as a kid, and I was like, oh... That's Samuel Jackson, right? I don't know why I knew who Samuel Jackson was when I was like 5. But like I saw a part of this movie and it just stuck with me. I don't know which part it was. All I remember is seeing Samuel Jackson. And yeah, I'm very happy to own this movie again. And I have not watched it yet. I probably should. I do got to check this out because I've heard it's pretty okay. It's pretty decent. Blade Trilogy. I've not checked any of these out yet. I bought it because it was literally $1 at a yard sale, and I figured, hey, Blade Trilogy, I never see those around. Why not pick them up? Blade Runner. I'll admit I was not a massive fan of this movie. I didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, I want to check it out again. I want to give it another chance. But it was alright from what I remember. It was okay. It wasn't amazing by any means, but I don't know, I'll check it out eventually. In some people's eyes, my opinions to them don't matter now because I like Billy Madison over Blade Runner. To them, I say, fuck you. Blair Witch Project. Yeah, Blair Witch Project. I've never seen it. The innovator of the fucking found footage genre. It's not a good genre. It's really not. It's really not. The Blind Side. Biographical film. I've heard it's very, very, like, over-dramatized. But my mom liked it. I picked it up for her, and she hasn't watched it yet, which is kind of funny. But, yeah, The Blind Side. That's an okay film from what I've heard. Blizzard. Yeah, Blizzard. I've been meaning to check that out. Why not? Eventually. Blood Diamond. I've heard Leonardo DiCaprio is great in this movie. Jennifer Connelly is Jennifer Connelly. And, yeah, I heard it's a pretty good film. I've got to check it out. I'm trying to hurry this along because we're already over an hour into the film, this is pretty much a movie. I'm pretty much over an hour into this video. The Blue Collar Comedy Tour of the movie. Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy. That is, it's something, all right. It is a movie that exists. I've got to rewatch it. I remember seeing it a lot as a kid. Blue's the Warmest Color, lesbian movie. I haven't seen it yet. Lesbian love story. I've heard it's very, very good. It's over 3 goddamn hours long. Sorry, it's 2 hours, 59 minutes. On one hand, I want to watch it, but on the other hand, god damn it, that runtime. Jesus. I do not have 3 hours to spend on that when I could be watching The Irishman instead. Bob's Big Break in Monsters 3D. I bought this with Monsters vs. Aliens. Spoiler. And I think I still... Yes, I do. Every year I do this, I'm pretty sure, because I keep forgetting. Pair of the Bob's 3D glasses. Very, very happy. I still own a pair of those. Bobby, literally just bought this today. I literally just Bobby to this today. I was waiting on all the movies that I wanted to arrive before I ended up filming this video. And this cast is incredible. Like, Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, well, not Nick Cannon, but Emilio Estevez. Heather Graham, Anthony Hopkins, Helen Hunt. Ashton Kutcher, who is, I think, can be really damn good when he really tries. Butterfly Effect. Shia LaBeouf. Okay, Lindsay Lohan. William H. Macy. Demi Moore. Freddie Rodriguez. I feel like I recognize that name because he's pretty good in something, I feel like. Fucking Christian Slater. Martin Sheen. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Elijah Wood. This is a great cast. From what I'm thinking should be a decent film. It's apparently a film where a lot of these people intertwine. Because JFK, they were at the hotel that JFK was assassinated at. Wait, what? Oh, Robert. Wait, what? No, yeah, that's JFK. Am I dumb? I might be dumb. I don't remember. But, yeah, no, Bobby, that seems like a different, interesting film. I'll check it out eventually. Boogie Nights. This is one of my favorite movies. I've got to rewatch this for sure, but, yeah, Boogie Nights, great film. The New Line Platinum series. I knew New Line had the Platinum series. I knew that wasn't just Disney. But Boogie Nights, the Platinum series. This is a great 2-disc set because opens up. I actually gotta check to make sure there's no nudity. Yeah, no, it's got a little biography for the film, and then it's got making sure there's no nudity. Yeah, okay, good. No. Then it's got the movie and the special features. Bro, this movie and the fucking, like, there's deleted scenes, 2 commentaries, the John C. Reilly files, a new widescreen master. Okay, there's not really a whole lot of special features on this film, but like, it's a damn good movie. It is a amazing film. Boogie Nights, probably Paul Thomas Anderson's second best film, right behind Punch Drunk Love, in my opinion. I love both these films. But Boogie Nights, great film. I gotta rewatch it. I recommend, if you're of age, absolutely check it out. It's an amazing film. Borat, very, very funny comedy. Kazakhstan dude goes to America. Sacha Baron Cohen, who's great at improv, not great at regular films. Hilarity ensues. Yeah. Pretty fun movie. Born to Race. This is pretty decent, I've heard. If you turn your brain off and watch it, I've heard it's a decent race movie. Yeah. Boy Next Door, Jennifer Lopez. I've got zero interest in watching it. Bram Stoker's Dracula, beautiful Winona Ryder again. Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves. Funny enough, I believe technically Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves are married because of this film. Because they use an actual priest in the scene where they get married. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know what the context is. But that's really, really funny. That's actually legitimately funny. Yeah. Bratz Kids Sleepover Adventure. I have had that since I was like 8. Don't ask why. I was owning Bratz at 8. Breakfast Club. Emilio Estevez. Anthony Michael Hall. Molly Ringwald. I gotta get Ali Sheedy. Judd Nelson. This is just a fucking great film. 5 kids are all in detention together for an afternoon, and it's just a great film. It's an amazing film. A lot of the dialogue feels real. It works. The cast is all perfectly cast. It was all perfectly cast. It's such a great film, and yeah, it's one I've got to rewatch. A lot of these movies I've got to rewatch. It's a great film. Check out The Breakfast Club. If you haven't watched The Breakfast Club, have you really lived? Great movie. Please check it out. Oh, here's one. Bridge of Terabithia. I bought this year. Anna Sophia Robb's in it. Zooey Deschanel. Josh Hutcherson, who I always thought used to be a bully in this movie for some reason. Then I realized, wait, no, he's the main kid. Yeah, Bridge of Terabithia. I've heard it's decent. I remember watching the Nostalgia Critic review of it all the time, and yeah, I remember laughing my ass off. Brokeback Mountain, what a way to follow up a Disney movie with another Disney movie. Because I'm pretty sure they own Focus Pictures now. Focus Features. Do they not? I might be dumb, but they might own Focus Features. Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger, Anne Hathaway, Michelle Williams in this. This is a very, very interesting cowboy movie. These 2 guys who are confused about their sexuality, don't know how to go about telling their wives, basically, and it's apparently it's a good movie from what I remember. I don't know why I was gonna say apparently. I've seen this movie once. It was alright. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember enjoying it. I remember liking it. Jake Gyllenhaal was great in this. Heath Ledger was fucking incredible. I thought Anne Hathaway was actually very, very good from what I remember, limited screen time she had. I don't remember Anna Faris being in this, though. She's listed on the back of the DVD here, and I don't remember seeing her in this movie. Linda Cardellini! Yeah, I'm rewatching this soon. I'm very, very much rewatching this movie soon. But yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of this movie. But I think a rewatch is in place because this, I remember enjoying it and liking it because it was not what I was expecting out of a gay cowboy movie. Apparently, from what I remember, it was pretty solid. I gotta rewatch that one. Yeah. By the way, if you guys are angry that I haven't rewatched every single one of these movies or seen every single movie on DVD, I own almost. From what I'm categorizing, probably 800 to 900 DVDs. 800 to 900 DVDs and over 1,000 movies. And I've seen not even a fraction of that. Keep in mind movies that I've seen that I don't even own on DVD yet, so limit your expectations, boys. Maybe in a decade, if I'm still doing this, maybe I will have a good enough memory to be able to say, oh yeah, I remember, I really like Brokeback Mountain, and oh, Brooklyn Rules, that was a really, really good movie, you know, but it's Alec Baldwin, so it probably won't be. But yeah, Brooklyn Rules, I haven't seen this one yet. Interesting cast. Freddie Prinze Jr. is also in this. Mina Severa, very, very hot in this movie, from what I've seen. I mean to check this one out. Yeah, I'll do that eventually. Probably not anytime soon, though. The Brothers Bloom with Adrian Brody, Mark Ruffalo, and Rachel Walls, who was very, very cute from the trailer that I've seen of this. Looks like an interesting comedy film. It's Rian Johnson, which on one hand pushes me away from wanting to see the film, but at the same time pulls me in because Knives Out was really, really good. But The Brothers Bloom, I might check it out sometime. Rian Johnson seems to know, when he's not doing Star Wars, seems to know how to get the best out of his actors from what I've seen at Knives Out. So I'm hoping he can do that in this movie, but I haven't seen it yet, so yeah, that is again going to do it for this part of the DVD overview. I'll get back to you sometime in the next 5 seconds with the next batch. However, for me, it might be a day, 2 days, who knows, because I'm trying to film as many videos as I can before December 1st, because I really don't want to spend my December making a whole bunch of videos. I'd rather have as many prepared as I can. I think you guys understand. I'll be back very shortly with the next stack of DVDs. And we are back with the next shelf of DVDs here, so we're going to get right into it because this video is already probably long enough. Bruce Almighty, pretty good comedy film. I enjoy it. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Man hates God, God takes over, and it's surprisingly funny for a Jim Carrey movie. Bruno, the somewhat sequel to Borat, which I have not seen yet. I've meaning to give it a watch, and I probably will sometime. Also, bought this at the dollar store, of all places. So, I don't think the dollar store knew what they had with that movie. Bubba Hotep, pretty funny horror comedy with Ozzie Davis, Bruce Campbell, who played Black JFK and Elvis Presley, respectively. They gotta try and stop a mummy who comes to suck the souls out of people's assholes. Pretty damn funny. Please check it out. That's a good one. Buddy Holly story, probably one of the best biopics I've seen personally. Yeah, it gets right into it. No need to explain the background of the band or anything. It's just they're already a band when the movie starts, and it's actually a pretty decent biopic. I enjoy it. I gotta give it a rewatch sometime. Bulletproof Monk. I bought this solely because Sean William Scott is in it. I really enjoy some Sean William Scott, and I haven't watched it yet because, of course, I haven't. Next up, we got Bumblebee. This was $10 at Walmart. One hand, I like getting this because it was like 2020 when I bought it, so the DVD was still pretty new. So for $10, it was good. But at the same time, probably could have gotten something else. I just bought it because Haley Steinfeld's in it. John Cena is pretty good in this as well. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Bumblebee, actually. I don't know. There's some decent features on here. There's 14 deleted scenes. A weird animated comic thing. There's apparently 60 more minutes. And, yeah, so it's a DVD, Blu-ray, and a digital copy, so I don't know. Bumblebee, I'm not completely into Transformers, but it was alright. Burn After Reading, this is a really funny movie right here. Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Tilda Swinton, Franz McDormand, John Malkovich. This is a great, great movie. It's kind of hard to explain it. Basically, Franz McDormand and Brad Pitt are working together. Frances McDormand is trying to get money to get surgery, so they have the plan to rob George Clooney, who's in an affair with his wife with Tilda Swinton, and I forget how John Malkovich plays into the thing. Brad Pitt tries to fucking blackmail John Malkovich out of his memoirs, and it's a really fucking funny movie. Legit, this movie, it's hard to explain absolutely everything without just spoiling it. It's a great movie. Please go check it out. I gotta rewatch that one. A movie we actually me and my best friend just rewatched. The Butterfly Effect. I actually saw this with the director's cut ending for the first time, and yeah, the theatrical cut is way better. The ending definitely takes a lot out of it. A, there's no Oasis. B, I think the ending is more impactful if it's theatrical cut. One of the 3 other cuts, basically aside from the director's cut. Yeah, great movie. Sorry, great movie. Basically, Ashton Kutcher suffers through some traumatic events of his childhood, and he ends up keeping a journal because he has blackouts during these events, and basically he ends up going back to try and change things, and it ends up changing everything. It's a really, really good movie. I really enjoy The Butterfly Effect. I believe it was top 10 last year. I don't think it's top 10 this year on the top 100 movies, but it's definitely still up there. Really, really good movie. The Butterfly Effect. Please watch it if you can. That is a very, very good movie. By Dawn's Early Light. This is one that's got James Earl Jones. Kind of interests me because he's in that. HBO put this out. Their labeling is on this DVD as like the distributor. I don't know if they produced this too, but I'd assume it's one of the earliest films they made if they did make it. Yeah, I have no clue what that movie is because I got it for free. Caddyshack. This I've heard is pretty funny. Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield. There's some other guys in this too. Chevy Chase, obviously. I haven't seen it, but I've been meaning to. That looks like a fun movie. Cadillac Man. Bought this because it's Robin Williams and Tim Robbins. Seems like a pretty funny plot. Yeah, basically Robin Williams is this sleazy car dealer. Sleazy car dealersman, and he basically always does somebody before the end of the day, and Tim Robbins is wondering if he did his wife. It's apparently really, really funny. It's Robin Williams and Tim Robbins. The plot might not sound great, but those two could probably make it work. Cafe, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jamie Kennedy. Not much interest in this one for me. My parents saw it, and they usually like a lot of sappy movies like that, and they did not like it, so that's funny. Capote with Philip Seymour Hoffman. Definitely got to check this one out. Is that Chris Cooper? I think it's Chris Cooper. Chris Cooper on the back of the DVD. Yeah, that's him. Capote. I've been meaning to check this out. This apparently won Best Picture over Brokeback Mountain. So when a biopic wins Best Picture over you, that's interesting. So Capote, interesting. Still gotta watch it. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I only picked this up because it was at the same place I bought the Avengers, so it was $4. Kind of regret it. $4 for a movie I probably won't watch. For a movie I probably won't watch in the future, but I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a point where I'm really back into the MCU and I want to rewatch all the movies. I don't know. We'll see. Carlito's Way with the insane Al Pacino. Yeah, interesting. Never seen it. Looks like another one of the really good mob movies he was a part of. Oh, this is one I'm really happy to have gotten over last year. I might not like the movie, but Carrie. This is a pretty cool. Oh yeah, you guys can see the pretty cool slipcase right there. Really cool lenticular slipcase. That's pretty much the only reason I bought this DVD. I'm trying to pull it out for you guys, but like you guys can see, it's the special edition. It's got 2 documentaries at least, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and thankfully it's only the regular type of DVD. It's not the like those dual-sided DVDs that they sometimes give you for like for movies. So yeah. But yeah, Carrie, if you guys haven't seen this movie, I'd be very surprised. It's, for some reason, halted as one of the best horror movies of all time. I don't think it's that great. or one of the best like suspense films. I don't think it's that great. I've tried to watch it twice. Nah, I don't see too much in that movie. I don't know. Maybe I gotta rewatch it again, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see. All right, grab the next stack of DVDs. Next up, we've got Cars, Cars 2, and Cars 2 and Mater's Tall Tales. Cars, I will argue, is actually not bad of a movie. It's actually arguably pretty good of a movie. I think a lot of what they do with this one is actually pretty good and not matched at all by the sequels. It feels like it has a bit of heart, even though it's made by a soulless Nazi corporation. But yeah, Cars, I like it. It's a good movie. Cars 2, I apologize for contributing to this film's box office total because I saw it in theaters for my birthday. I liked it as a kid. And yeah, for $5, getting another copy of this because I gave my... I actually gave my old copy away right after I got this one, actually, because this one came with the slipcase. Yeah, I was really happy. My old copy also had the slipcase, but I ended up losing it somehow, so I'm happy to have that. And then Cars 2, and these are just some fun short films with Mater. Yeah, if you like Cars, you'll enjoy them. If you don't, probably won't. Casino Royale, the first really weird, dark 007 film. I've never seen it, but... I don't know, 007's meant to be campy, I think, and yeah. Castaway, still haven't seen it. Apparently an amazing special effects effort. Weirdly enough, you think of a film about a guy being stranded on an island, probably don't think of great special visual effects or whatever. Apparently this is a really, really groundbreaking film for the time, I think, 2000? Yeah, Castaway. I haven't seen it yet. Tom Hanks stranded on an island for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Seems interesting. Catch Me If You Can. This used to be my favorite movie of all time, back when I had seen, no movies for some reason. It's still enjoyable, I'm sure. I've got to watch it. I haven't seen it in probably 7 years at this point. But the DVD was really hard for me to find. It was nowhere in Walmart. I couldn't find it at thrift stores. And then finally I found it at a random yard sale we stopped at. And I didn't find just the 1-disc edition. It was the 2-disc edition. It's the bad cover. It's not the running cover. You guys know what I mean. Yeah, it's just Leo and Tom Hanks, unfortunately. But I mean, hey, when I get money of my own and I eventually start rebuying movies, maybe I'll see if there's a Blu-ray with the running cover, and I'll get that one. Catfish, an interesting documentary about this dude getting catfished. I believe it's not Neve. Is it Neve? I forget. But yeah, getting catfished, and yeah, it's an interesting documentary. Even if some of it is probably faked, it was still interesting. It held my attention through the whole film, and yeah. Cats and Dogs, Revenge of Kitty Galore. I watched this as a kid. I bought this on DVD as a kid. Holy shit, I'm just realizing how stacked this cast is. Christina Applegate, Michael Clark Duncan, Neil Patrick Harris, James Marston, Bette Midler, Nick Nolte, Cat Williams, Fred Armisen. This cast is really good for a CGI movie about talking cats and dogs. Also comes with a sneak peek of Yogi Bear. I'm surprised I never watched it as a kid because I was really, really wanting to see that Yogi Bear movie, and then I never did, thankfully, because looking back, it kind of looks like shit. But yeah, Changeling. I've seen this once. Mother loses her kid and tries to find him, basically. Yeah. To put it better on the back of the DVD, she leaves for work one day and her son just vanishes, and the whole movie is basically her trying to find him. Yeah, John Malkovich is in this. Angelina Jolie. I don't remember a whole lot about this film. It's a Clint Eastwood film, which would tell me I might like it, but yeah, I don't remember liking it all that much from when I watched it. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Fuck this movie. Terrible remake on a really, really damn good kids film. Really, really, really heartwarming is the original. This one is really fucking bad. I think that's the best way to put it without going into a full-on rant. So yeah, I also saw it for the first time this year. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, first and second time this year. Charlie's Angels. Full Throttle. These were, I think, $1 each at a yard sale, and they were both together, so I was like, hey, why not? Why not pick up some more trash that somehow features Bill Murray, at least for the first one? Yeah, the second one, it's Bernie Mac and Robert Patrick. Crispin Glover, okay. Yeah, I never got the appeal of Cameron Diaz or Lucy Liu. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll check these out. Early 2000s, it might be really fun to see how dated those movies are. Charlotte's Web 2, Wilbur's Big Great Adventure. Loved this movie as a kid. Used to watch it all the time. Eventually, the DVD ended up... I ended up losing the DVD. Or it ended up getting really scratched. And then I found this movie at a pawn shop, I want to say. At a pawn shop, it was like $2. And I do not regret picking it up because it's the English version. And by that I mean it's like exclusively English on the DVD. I can't read French. Why would I need French? So, yeah, that's very cool. It's also the full screen version, which matches up with the old DVD I used to have. I feel like the stack is going to fall over, and damn it if it does, it's going to be funny. With that being said, I'm not trying to make it fall over. Charm. This is still sealed from the dollar store. Interesting. Looks like a dark comedy. I still haven't watched it. I might eventually. We'll see. I just realized I'm going through this stack a lot quicker. Apparently, I just had a lot to say about American Pie for the last stack. Cheaper by the dozen. Still haven't watched it. Could have had the first and second one recently together from eBay, but didn't. So yeah, Cheaper by the dozen. That is a movie that exists. Steve Martin, I don't know what he was doing in the early 2000s. Chicago. I still haven't seen this. This was $1. A lot of these movies I'm getting really good deals on recently, but yeah, Chicago. That exists. Haven't seen it yet. I think that's a murder mystery type of thing. All right, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna fix the stack because I think it's gonna fall over soon. I'm sorry. All right, I fixed it. I apologize. I fixed the stack. I made it more straight, as opposed to more gay. Chicken Run. This is another one I used to watch a lot as a kid. I actually got the exact same copy that I had as a kid. I remember that disc. There were two versions I could have gotten. I think this one was like $3. The other was like $7. So I'm glad I went with this one. I believe it's less special features than the one that was $7. But still, Chicken Run. George Clooney, I don't remember him being in that, but apparently he's the main rooster in that movie. Yeah. Christine, my dad really likes this movie. I haven't watched it. It's a movie about a killer car, so I think I would find it really cheesy, but end up really liking it. Christmas Carol the movie. I got this simply because beautiful Kate Winslet and sexy Nicolas Cage are in this. And I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. Maybe this is the year I watch it. For 25 Days of Harry, maybe I'll sit down, watch that movie. It depends. Maybe if this movie is somehow in the public domain. I doubt it is, but if it's somehow in the public domain, maybe I'll do a commentary on it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The Christmas Shoes and the Christmas Blessing. Yeah, I've never taken an interest in Christmas movies. Like really, really cheap Lifetime Christmas movies like that. My parents bought that. I don't even know why it's up here. That should be upstairs with their collection. Christmas with the Cranks. I liked this as a kid. I'm not super big on it now. It's okay. I might rewatch it this year. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't really remind me of being that funny. Christina's House. This is a interesting film. From what I've read on the back, it seems like it's about an abused teenager living with her parents. Seems like an interesting plot. I enjoy a lot of psychological horror and psychological thrillers, stuff like that, so I don't know. It's saying that it's a suspense thriller on the back, so I don't know. I'll check it out eventually, probably. Christina's House, that's an interesting one. Chronicle on Blu-ray. Got this for free, did not pay $33. I've gotten a lot of movies for free, I just realized. But yeah, Chronicle, Director's Cut, I haven't seen it. It's about a bunch of flying people. Maybe I will eventually. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. I still don't have the third one, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. But yeah, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I remember being scared of the lion when I was like just a little kid, like 3 or 4 years old. I don't know why. I forget if we had this movie on DVD or something happened where we got a copy of the DVD. And I was really scared of the main menu. I don't know. What I really should do is I should really do a video of like my childhood trauma, like how like a bunch of YouTubers like 6 years ago did like, oh, things that scared me as a kid, but they named it childhood trauma. I kind of want to do that. I don't know. Maybe if I come up with a decent list, because like there's a lot of weird things, mostly in movies, weirdly enough, that scared me as a kid, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It gives you guys fuel to make fun of me, and I love it. Hell yeah. Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Yeah, Prince Caspian. This one I bought because it came with a slipcover. This is actually one that I believe came with the lot of movies that I got for free off eBay, which I explained earlier. Yeah, Prince Caspian. I've never seen it. Maybe I'll sit down and watch the Narnia films eventually. Maybe. Chronicles of Riddick. This is one I just got. I've been interested in this movie for a while because Zaran Isaac made a video where he discussed this movie in the trilogy, which, funny enough, I actually could have bought last time I went to Cornwall, but I decided not to, and it turns out I own the first one now, so that's funny. And it also came with the slipcover. I'm getting a lot more DVDs out of slipcovers lately, and I'm really happy about that. Next up, we got Clerks, Clerks 2, and Clerks, the animated series. I obviously don't have Clerks 3 yet, because I don't think it's out on DVD. Clerks, the animated series, was actually, no. I bought Clerks 2, I bought Clerks 2 last. When I bought Clerks, I'd bought in the animated series, and I didn't realize it, because you're just seeing this on the spine. I didn't realize this little dude down here was animated, so I just saw Clerks animated. I was like, oh, okay, or Clerks Uncensored, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, big box version of the first Clerks movie, that's awesome. And I got the law, I was like, oh, Clerks animated, okay. He was like, you're expecting the first one, weren't you? And he was like, yeah. And I told the guy, yeah, so he was like, hey, here you go. Went in the back, got the fucking first movie and gave it to me. That was really, really nice. I've had like nothing but really good experiences with buying DVDs like on Kijiji or Marketplace. For some reason, I've just been really lucky in that regard. And then Clerks 2 I bought at a Giant Tiger for $3, and yeah, now I own all the Clerks movies, and I haven't seen a single one of them. I don't think I've seen a single Kevin Smith movie except for Cop Out, surprisingly. Click. Really good movie. I really like this one. Yeah, Adam Sandler, Henry Winkler, Sean Astin's in this for a little bit. It's a really, really good movie about an Adam Sandler character who ends up finding this remote and basically takes advantage of his life with the remote. You guys know the plot of Click. You guys have seen Click. Really, really funny movie. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This professor dude played by Bill Hader, who I didn't even know as a kid, creates a machine that can make food rain from the sky. Love this movie as a kid. I enjoy it now. It's really fun. I should go back and watch it. It's made by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you guys might know did the Lego movies. So that explains why everything's so vibrant and so colorful and everything's so wacky in their movements. It's a really, really unique and really, really fun movie. Weirdly enough, I think one of the most original films in the last, 20 years is a scientist making something that rains food from the sky, and then it goes haywire. Cloverfield, which I believe has one of the girls, if I remember correctly, this one on the back, you guys might not be able to tell, but the black one, she's from Amusement. If I remember correctly, she was in Amusement less than half a year after this. Technically before this, because Amusement was filmed. Go check out the YMS videos on Amusement. That's a really fun movie. Technically, it's pretty much a full movie. It's like an hour and a half long, his review. Great, though. But Cloverfield, yeah, basically a monster attached to New York City. It's a found footage film. And you don't see the monster. I don't think you ever actually see the monster in the movie, which is really surprising. There's a really, really cool marketing stunts for this film as well. I don't know if someone's done a video on the marketing of Cloverfield. There really should be, because I remember hearing a lot about the marketing in 2010, 2011. For some reason, I don't know why then. But yeah, Cloverfield, I've heard it's interesting. I gotta check it out. Oh, and last movie for this shelf. What a great way to end it off. Clue, the movie. This is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. Christopher Lloyd's in this. Tim Curry, Michael McKean, some of the funniest actors, some of the most underrated actors. Clue, the movie is such a great, great movie. So funny. I never thought that you could take a fucking board game and make it into a really, really, really funny, clever film. Basically, take Monty Python and times it by 5. That is this movie. It is so funny. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Spoiler for the top of your movies list. I don't care. This movie's incredible. Really, really funny. Please check it out whenever you get a chance. That is it for the technically the third shelf of DVDs. I'll be coming back to you with the fourth shelf as soon as possible. We'll see when that is, and yeah, I'll be back with you in like 5 seconds. All right, we're back with the next stack of DVDs. I'm gonna try and hurry this up just a little bit because we're probably an hour and a half into the video at this point. Collateral, haven't checked it out all that much. I'm actually gonna grab a couple and then put them down. Collateral Damage, another free one I got. The Comedian, pretty good cast. Robert De Niro, Danny DeVito, Edie Falco. The fucking Sopranos will not leave me alone. Commando, The Condemned, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. This looks interesting. It's Sam Rockwell, George Clooney, Drew Barrymore. I'm assuming that's going to be a good movie when I check it out. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, another free one I got. Constantine, Keanu Reeves. Cop Out, there we go. Not good. Coraline, one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite animated films. Probably my favorite animated film. As I mentioned earlier, a girl is unhappy with her life at like 12 years old. Well, unhappy with how her parents are constantly working and don't ever have time to do anything fun. She ends up finding this other world within her house, and it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty good movie. Crank, finally got the original, along with Crank 2 now. So, yeah, the only issue I have is the French before the English, and the sequel is English before the French. I just wish that would have been consistent. But, hey, you know what? I got them both now. I am quite happy about that. Crazy Beautiful, Kirsten Dunst. I might actually check it out because I like Kirsten Dunst. Crazy Heart, Jeff Daniels, Jeff Bridges, and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Movie about a country music singer whose time in the limelight has kind of faded out, and he's trying to redeem himself. Doesn't want to do any modern country music, and it was kind of boring, but it was okay. Crazy Stupid Love, pretty funny movie actually. Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Julianne Moore, Emma Stone, Marissa Tomei, Kevin Bacon. This was a really, really fun movie. From what I remember checking it out, both times the ending has been cut off for me for some reason. I downloaded it once, and I've watched it off the DVD. Both times I couldn't see the final like 5 minutes of the film, and it annoyed me. The Hip Hop Witch. This, I'm pretty sure, is a bit of a rare DVD, because I've only found it once, and it was the time I picked it up. Yeah, a bunch of rappers trying to warn some guys about the Hip Hop Witch, who is killing hip-hop artists, or making them mainstream, or something like that, and someone is trying to find out what it is. Dallas Buyers Club, a movie about a guy with AIDS trying to sell other people with AIDS, legal but illegal drugs that are actually helping them instead of government-sanctioned ones. It's an alright film. I wasn't crazy about it. It was okay. Daredevil Director's Cut. Sylvan, check this out, but what's his face is in this? Colin Farrell in a bald cap, and seeing that on the back of the DVD is really funny. Dark Knight Rises, bought this for $5. Haven't opened it. I've seen it once. It was okay. Date movie and epic movie. I don't know what to say about these movies. They're really, really bad. Allison Hannigan is probably the only redeeming quality of date movie, and Carmen Electra, an epic movie. Dave Chappelle's Block Party. This is an interesting one right here. Dave Chappelle decided to throw a block party with some artists that he was friends with and that he knew. And, yeah, Michel Gondry filmed it, so I'm expecting to take a really dark turn somehow. The Da Vinci Code with the slipcase, because, of course, never seen it. I've only seen the epic movie parody of it. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead, really, really good horror film. I really like it. Probably the best horror movie remake that I can think of. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. It's pretty good. I like how they developed the characters in that one for real and not just have them there. I love the mall setting and what they do with it. I love that they, like the original, kind of take a little bit of time to have a little bit of fun. It's way more serious, though. Zack Snyder's, I think, his feature film debut. Written by James Gunn, actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, screenplay by James Gunn. So that's why you know this movie's good, is James Gunn and Zack Snyder. I think Dawn of the Dead 2 instead of Army of the Dead, which fucking blew chunks. If you made an actual Dawn of the Dead 2 with James Gunn, and you had something like a Guardians of the Galaxy where it has a great soundtrack and a great film, you could make that a really fun zombie horror comedy. As opposed to a vampire horror comedy. The Day, I think I got this with my sister's DVD collection. The only reason I got this, or I know of this, is because WWE Films had a hand in making it, and like Wade Barrett's in it with a really quick cameo or something. Day After Tomorrow, I've wanted to see this movie for about a decade. It's looked interesting to me. This is the widescreen DVD, surprisingly. Jake Gyllenhaal's in this, and like one of his first big roles after Donnie Darko. Yeah. Dead Poets Society, I've seen it once. I remember liking it. I haven't watched it since. Deadpool, pretty funny. Death to Smoochie, one of the best dark comedies I've seen. Robin Williams, Edward Norton, Danny DeVito. Great film. Robin Williams is hilarious in this. Edward Norton is great as such an innocent child's character. Death Race 2 on Blu-ray. I got this with the batch of DVDs that I got for free from... Yeah. Basically, if they're movies that you've never heard of, I got recently in the lot. If they're movies that you've heard of and that are really, really popular, I got them for free off eBay, basically. That's basically how it works. If they're like look low budget, or if they're an action film and I say I got it for free, then yeah. Deck the Halls. This movie was really kind of boring. It wasn't that funny. Danny DeVito tried. I gotta give him that. He at least tried. And yeah. Deja Vu, never seen it. Looks interesting. Demolition, Jake Gyllenhaal again. I'm a pretty big Jake Gyllenhaal fan. Not pretty big, but I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. Interesting film. Basically, dude loses his wife, and per the words of his father, begins demolishing pieces of his life. Yeah, looks interesting. I want to check it out. The Departed, I've seen this movie once, and I don't remember a whole lot of it. I probably should go back and rewatch it, because fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg. That's a great starring cast right there. Destination Wedding, of course. Winona Ryder, had to buy it. Keanu Reeves, had to buy it. Yeah, looks interesting. Yeah. Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. Fuck this movie. I hate European Gigolo. I hate Deuce Bigalow. Fuck Rob Schneider. I hope he turns into a goddamn carrot. Not in like a vegetable sense, but like you know the fucking meme, the joke. Devil Wears Prada. This came with the slipcover as well, so I picked it up recently. Well, not because it came with that. I bought it recently because it had the slipcover. Looks like an interesting film. I've meant to check it out for a while. I think I've heard of this film since like 2009, 2010. So yeah, I've been waiting a long time to pick it up and to watch it, and I'm still gonna keep waiting to watch it. The Devil's Own, Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt, looks really, really interesting. Definitely gotta check it out. Diabolical. Kathy Bates is in this. This looks interesting. I like Kathy Bates. I think she's pretty good in most movies she's in. Gotta check it out. Dive and Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. Probably my favorite of the trilogy. I haven't seen Dog Days, but between the first and second one, I feel like I remember more from the second movie, and I remember liking it more. But I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out again soon. Dickie Roberts, former child star. This has David Spade and a shit ton of like child star cameos, and yeah, Danny Bonaducci is the only one that I can recognize on the back. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out eventually. Die Hard, one of the best Christmas movies. Die Hard 2, haven't watched. And Die Hard 3, haven't watched. All three of these came in the big cases. What are these called? Oh, these are just the special editions. And special editions they are. Disc 2 on 1, 2, and I believe 3. Yeah, they're all dedicated to special features. Even the first disc, fucking Die Hard 1 has 3 commentary tracks. A branching version with the extended power shutdown scene cut back in. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. There's a DVD-ROM feature of a script-to-scene comparison. Yeah, the second one has a commentary on the first. Okay, yeah, that's when they kind of cheapened out. Third movie has a commentary, and then a bunch of features. So, yeah. I don't know if they weren't a big case, but yeah, the Die Hard films on DVD for $1 each. I am absolutely not going to complain, and I'm absolutely going to be very, very happy with what I got there. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Steve Martin, Michael Caine, still got to check it out. Haven't yet, unfortunately. District 9, been meaning to check it out. Looks interesting. Disturbia, been meaning to check it out. I like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. Django Unchained, probably my third or fourth favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Really, really solid. Really, really good. Probably runs a little bit long in my opinion. 2:45. They could have edited it down to like 2.5 hours. Would have been nice. For me, it felt a little bit dull at some points, but overall, it was really, really good. Really, really like this movie. Gotta rewatch it for sure. Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz is just amazing in anything he's in. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kerry Washington, Samuel Jackson. I believe Walton Goggins is in this one too. Or am I thinking of? I might be thinking of Hateful Eight. I forget. I know there's a Quentin Tarantino movie that Walton Goggins is in. I think it might be this one. But yeah, Django Unchained. That's pretty solid. I really like that movie. And then Dodgeball. Watched this movie for the first time I think last year. Really, really funny. It was not at all what I was expecting out of a movie called Dodgeball, and directed by, is this an Adam McKay film? No. Okay, well, it was what I was not expecting out of a Vince Vaughn comedy. Most of those I've seen are garbage. This is really, really funny. Dodgeball is a really, really funny movie. If you haven't checked it out, watch it. Rip Tone is probably the best part of the movie, and it's not like a slate towards the film. It's just, that's how funny the movie is. That Rip Tone is really, really damn funny. And, yeah, I don't know if I've seen the unrated cut. I might have. I know on TV when I saw it, it was theatrical, I'm pretty sure. And then I think I saw it once with the unrated. I don't know. I might have. But, yeah, Dodgeball unrated. That's pretty funny. Again, came with a slipcover, too. A lot of the Ds have come with slipcovers. So, yeah. That is going to do it for this section of the DVDs. I will come back to you with the next group in just a little while. We'll see how that goes. And we're speeding this along a little bit now. Maybe I can cut this into one video. Probably not, though, considering we're about 400 DVDs in. And we've still got like 700 more to go. We'll see you in just a minute with the next section. Alright, and we are back with the next stack of DVDs, or I should say the next shelf of DVDs. You guys know what I mean. So, we've got Dogma. Like I mentioned earlier, haven't seen many, if any, Kevin Smith movies outside of Cop Out. I haven't seen any of his like weird universe movies. Don John, great movie. Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first, I believe, directed film. He directed this one himself. I believe it's the first movie he's directed. For a movie that was $3 at the dollar store, very happy with this purchase. Great film. I'll probably talk about it more in the top 100 movies. Donkey's Christmas Spectacular, that of course is now loose because the damn thing snapper broke. Yeah, that movie, that's a thing that exists. Donnie Darko, still haven't seen it. I've been meaning to. Jake Gyllenhaal, Drew Barrymore. Patrick Swayze's also in this, which kind of surprises me. But yeah, Donnie Darko, been meaning to check that one out for a while. Double Jeopardy, haven't seen it. Woman gets accused of faking her death, of killing her husband. He faked his own death, and something happens. She gets out of jail, and she wants to murder him for real because you can't go to jail for doing the exact same crime twice in like that. Something like that. It's interesting, and Tommy Lee Jones is in there. Dr. Dolittle, haven't seen it. Eddie Murphy, really bad family comedy movie. I don't have any interest. Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat, best movie of all time. Horton Hears a Who, the animated one. The Jim Carrey one. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated one. And the Jim Carrey one. I just noticed Jim Carrey did 2 Dr. Seuss movies. I guess he really, really likes doing Dr. Seuss. The Grinch is pretty fun. It's fun to watch. Horton Hears a Who is very weird, and Cat in the Hat is just a complete mindfuck. Also, knowing the fact that Mike Myers was literally forced to do that movie in order for a lawsuit to be settled. Look it up. It's a funny story. Makes that movie so much funnier, knowing that he clearly couldn't give less of a shit during the filming. Dragnet, haven't seen this yet, but Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks seems like an interesting comedy film. Drillbit Taylor, Owen Wilson. I watched this a lot as a kid. Finally owned it on DVD and haven't watched it yet. Dude, Where's My Car? Sean William Scott, Ashton Kutcher. Had to check it out and haven't yet. Dukes of Hazzard. I rewatched this year. I think I like it more than I should, simply because of Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott. I love Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott. So yeah, that probably explains why I really enjoy this movie. And I'm gonna fix this real quick. There we go. There, it's all fixed. Easy A. This is not a great movie. Yeah, me and my best friend watched it with the impression that it was a really fun, like an American Pie type sex comedy, and we watched it and it just wasn't good. It wasn't really funny. The funniest thing that we found in this movie was Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci was probably the funniest part of this movie, and he's in it for, God, probably like 5 minutes combined his screen time. Yeah, it was not great. I would probably check it out again though. Eddie Murphy Raw, I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's a great stand-up special. Edge of 17, you guys know what I think of the Edge of 17. One of my favorite movies of all time. Great cast, great script, great directing, great film, and yeah, I have not watched it much this year, surprisingly. I gotta get on that. Ed TV, Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. I gotta check it out. They actually, funny enough, play brothers, and people have said that they are brothers, so that's funny. Edward Scissorhands, not as great as everybody says it is. Winona Ryder is great in this, because when isn't she? Johnny Depp gives probably one of his best performances. Really good. He does not speak much in this film. It's very emotive, very expressive role that he has in this movie, and it's pretty solid. His role is pretty good, but again, I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton, so not particularly a movie that I will watch all that much. Elektra with Jennifer Garner. Haven't watched it because I haven't watched Daredevil yet, and I believe this is the technical sequel, but more of a spin-off to Daredevil. Empire State with Dwayne Johnson and the better. Wait, is that Emma Roberts? Holy shit! Okay, yeah, no, I'm watching this as soon as I can because Emma Roberts is in it. Enemy. I've heard great things about this movie. From the director of Prisoners, which, funny enough, this movie came out the same day. Yeah, this movie came out, I'm pretty sure, the same day as or not the same day, the same year as Prisoners. And also, boys, I just checked on my eBay. Can we get L's in the comments, because I was trying to buy Hostel 2, and Prisoners on DVD, and I completely forgot what time the things expired at. So I just lost out on them. That's an L in the chat for me. But yeah, Enemy. Basically, this dude has a doppelganger who's a very successful actor. I forget if he's also an actor, but he has a doppelganger who's like a successful actor, and he is trying to find out who it is and what's going on. It's apparently a pretty interesting movie. I actually got it. It was only $5. That's pretty cool. Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. It was only $1. Had to pick it up. Looks pretty interesting. The Equalizer, not a bad film. Not a great film either. Chloe Grace Moretz, probably one of her best roles in this. Funny enough, Denzel Washington, he's all right in this. It's kind of a pseudo John Wick film. There's not a whole lot of action, but when there is, it is pretty good. Not an amazing film, but it's all right. Aragon, bought this for, I think, this is one of the movies I got for free. Actually, this and Enter the Dragon were both free. Enter the Dragon, I keep thinking it was $1 because I keep seeing it every pawn shop I go to now, because after I buy a movie, it always becomes readily available somehow. But yeah, Aragon, I remember seeing this a lot as a kid. Not like the movie, but like seeing the DVD a lot as a kid, and I finally picked it up, so yeah. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, $5 at Walmart, had to pick it up. I've never seen it, still haven't seen it. I want to, but yeah. Used to be scared of E.T. as a kid, actually. That's another thing I used to be scared of. That's another thing for the eventual childhood trauma video is E.T. For some goddamn reason, I was scared of E.T. as a kid. And Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a beautiful, great film. I can't say enough good things about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Just great, perfect casting, great acting, amazing writing and directing, I believe, by Michel Gondry. No, Charlie Kaufman wrote this. Okay, that explains why I love it so much. Charlie Kaufman wrote it and Michel Gondry directed it. Charlie Kaufman, who I believe wrote and directed Adaptation as well, so more points to Charlie Kaufman. But great film overall. Love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Check it out if you have not yet. It is a beautiful film. Grab some more DVDs. Evan Almighty, what a way to follow up Eternal Sunshine. Evan Almighty, the sequel to Bruce Almighty, as I had that earlier. Not great. not a great sequel at all. I definitely do gotta rewatch it, though. I gotta rewatch that one and see how bad it really is. Everyone's Hero. I remember seeing this as a kid. I don't remember too much. I think this kid has like Babe Ruth's baseball bat, and he has to get it to him or something like that. I think that is what it is. Yeah, Ruth's prize bat is stolen during the 1932 World Series. Okay, and the kid's name is Yankee. So yeah, it's a New York Yankees film, which means it's bad. So yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out eventually. 2013 Evil Dead. I didn't like this one. I really didn't like this one, actually. Especially compared to the original. I thought this one was just kind of weak and dull. It felt like a modern horror film, just not as good as modern horror films. No, all modern horror films are trash. There's like 2 good ones in the last decade. But yeah, Evil Dead, wasn't a fan of that. Originals are much better. The Exorcist, still haven't seen it. It was like $2 at a yard sale. I kind of had to. I think I got this and Evil Dead on the same day. I think. And then Exorcist for the Beginning. I still don't know if these are legit DVDs because they have like a CD backing. Oh, you guys can see me. But then like the front looks kind of official, except not really. So I don't know. I want to put this in like a PlayStation, something that it can't like spread a virus to, and just like see what it is. Because I'm assuming the 2 discs is because it couldn't fit the whole movie on 1 disc. But yeah, Exorcist for the Beginning. I don't know how long I've had that by now. Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. I've never seen it. I really don't know the general plot of it. It was, I think, Stanley Kubrick's last film before he died. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it. That's really all I can say about it. Face of an Angel. The only reason I picked this up was because Cara Delevingne's in it. Don't know much about the plot, but yeah, I've meant to check it out. I'll do that eventually. 10 family favorites. This is Cloak and Dagger, The Wizard, Cop and a Half, King Ralph, The Matinee, Sergeant Belko, Ghost Dad, Ed, A Simple Wish, and The Borrowers. Yeah, this is 10 movies. I want to say it's fit onto 3 discs. Oh, it says they're dual layer discs, which, that's not too good. But yeah, I think this is only like $7 on Amazon, so I figured, hey, I get The Wizard, that's the main movie I bought it for, and I get a John Goodman movie, a few John Goodman films, King Ralph, The Matinee, and The Borrowers all have him. Ghost Dad, which Nostalgia Critic made a great, really, really funny review on that. Yeah, I'll check them out eventually. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. I remember seeing the first one a whole lot on TV as a kid. Second one I've never seen. But, yeah. Interestingly enough, these spines, I don't know if you guys can see, but the spines, yeah, you guys can see. This is the first one. The second one has the subtitle, and then in French, or in English, there's no subtitles. So, yeah, that is, I don't know if that's like a printing error that they made with the spine of the second one, or what, but yeah, that's kind of funny. Rise of the Silver Surfer doesn't have a subtitle on the spine. So technically, I have 2 Fantastic Four movies. Yeah. Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is a pretty fun movie. I remember watching this one as a Wes Anderson film. I think the only Wes Anderson that I've seen, I think. But it's pretty fun. Mr. Fox, I believe, is trying to... what is he trying to do again? He's trying to commit a chicken heist. I think the less said after that, the better. So... Mr. Fox, it's a fun movie. I believe completely done with stop motion, I believe. And, yeah, I gotta check that one out again. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, and Fast and Furious 6. Of course, movies in the patented, critically acclaimed Fast and Furious series. They never really interested me. I've got no interest in checking them out. The only one I've seen, I think, is the 8th one or the 7th one, whichever one Ronda Rousey was in, was the one that I ended up watching. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is a pretty fun movie. Wouldn't check it out all the time, but once in a while, it's alright. Ferris Bueller skips school with his friends. That's pretty much the plot of the film. That's pretty much it. And trying not to get caught by his parents. Fido, apparently a pretty fun zombie horror comedy that I've heard about. I've wanted to check it out for a while now. Haven't been able to. Fight Club, great movie. Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, and directed by David Fincher. If that's not enough reason to check it out, you are insane. Fantastic. Final Destination, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, The Final Destination. I own all of them except the 5th one. Technically, Final Destination 0. If you know what I'm talking about, then hell yeah. But yeah, fantastic. Final Destination, haven't seen yet. It's got Sean William Scott, so I'm gonna probably have to watch it soon. Second one, haven't seen yet. I've seen the opening. I've seen the opening to I think all of these ones actually. But the second one, I've seen the opening and a couple minor scenes. Third one, I've seen the opening again. Interesting. Fourth one, I've seen all the way through. This one used to be one of my favorite movies to watch as a kid for some reason. Not as a kid, but like when I was like 10 or 11 when I got it on DVD. I would like have this on so much. I don't know why. Does this still... Ah, damn it. It doesn't. I was going to say if it came with the 3D glasses, I would have put them on. But, yeah. If I had to rank the openings of 1 through 4, I'd probably go 4, 2, 1, then 3. I don't know. 3, then 1, I think. Because I feel like in a way the first one is the most realistic because it's just a plane crash. You know, a plane explosion. That could happen to any plane. It's kind of treated realistically. The second one's a giant-ass car crash. You can tell they upped the budget for that one. That was fun. The third one with a giant roller coaster going haywire. Didn't really feel anything from that one. Didn't feel excited, happy, whatever. It was just, oh, okay, so this is your big stunt for the opening. And then the fourth one with the big NASCAR race. I always loved that one as a kid for some reason. I just loved how built up it was. For some reason, I really do like the fourth one. I gotta rewatch the fourth one and watch all of them. But for some reason, I really like the opening to the fourth one. I don't know why, but yeah, Final Destination movies. Those are pretty interesting. And then Firebirds with good old Nicolas Cage and Tommy Lee Jones. I gotta watch this one eventually sometime. I don't know when I will, but yeah, this is another one of the free ones I just got recently. So yeah. That's going to close out another stack of DVDs. We're probably approaching about 2 hours recording. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 more stacks to complete the first shelving unit I have. And then we're going to go to part 2, which will air tomorrow. We're going to do the shelf that you can kind of see right at the end. You can see the end right here. Do this shelf and then cover these. And then the TV shows will obviously be in a future video. Don't look at the TV shows. Don't cheat. Don't look at the TV shows. Don't spoil yourself. But we'll do the but we'll do the rest of the DVDs, the movies I should say, and get the box sets done too. I can't forget about those. Those will be right at the very end. So yeah, I'll come back to you with a new stack of DVDs in just a moment, and we'll get ready to close out this video. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so we're back with yet another stack of DVDs. We're doing these stacks, and then we got one more stack. You guys might see that the background has changed ever so slightly if you got a keen eye. First Blood, really, really good action movie. Not what I was expecting at all out of a movie called First Blood. Really damn good. Probably on the top of my favorite movies this year. Really, really good movie. Flushed Away, Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet. Loved this movie as a kid. It's still fun to watch now. Roddy the Rat gets flushed down. The toilet ends up in the big sewer world, and it's pretty fun actually. It's pretty enjoyable. Focus, Will Smith, Margot Robbie. Haven't watched it yet. Bought it originally because Margot Robbie was in it, and haven't watched it yet. So yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. It's basically like a poker kind of heist movie. I don't know much of the plot. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Sister gave this to me when she gave me her collection. Never seen it. Forrest Gump, $5 at Walmart, 2-disc special edition. Had to pick it up. Why not? The Forgotten, one of the funniest, one of the best accidentally funny movies I've ever seen. I'm not going to spoil anything because I would love to do a review of this movie in the future. Just go check it out. For Your Eyes Only, James Bond. I haven't seen it. Four Brothers, Mark Wahlberg. Shout out DDT Regulator. This movie. Still haven't watched it. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out sometime in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Four Christmases. One of the worst Christmas movies I think I've ever seen. Painfully unfunny. Just really not good in any sense of the word. Foxcatcher, meaning to check this one out. Apparently it's really, really good. Friction, interesting suspense it looks like. Still need to watch it. Freaky Friday, it was like $2 at a yard sale. Fred the movie and Fred 2 Night of the Living Fred. Fred the movie has some good concepts. Low-key, I kind of like Fred the movie. And then the sequel is just not that great. The sequel is definitely worse. But yeah, there's another stack of DVDs. No, on to the next. No, no. I've got like you guys can see what I'm doing. Freddy vs. Jason. Been meaning to check this one out. Haven't yet. Still got to. Free Fire. Bought this because Brie Larson was in it, and the cast looked interesting. Martin Scorsese was an executive producer and directed by Ben Wheatley. Looked interesting. Haven't watched it yet. It was like $6 on Amazon. I figured, hey, Blu-ray's that cheap. It's a Blu-ray DVD and digital copy. Why not? And haven't watched it yet. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Why do I have this and none of the others? It was the only one that I've seen at a pawn shop so far. And, yeah. Front Runners. Haven't seen this one yet. Would be interesting to eventually. Frosty the Snowman. But got this one for Christmas. This one I've had for like a decade. Yeah. It's Frosty the Snowman. What can I say? It's a classic Christmas special. Funny People, probably the only really good Judd Apatow movie. Runs a little bit long. It's at just over 2.5 hours long if you watch the unrated cut. Yeah, it's a pretty decent Adam Sandler movie. I quite like it. It's basically Adam Sandler. He's a comedian, very semi-biographical in the same way that Birdman kind of was. But basically, Adam Sandler's playing this comedian, and he ends up getting cancer. And he's trying to train these young comedians, Seth Rogen, and what's his name? Jonah Hill, I think. Jonah Hill, and Aubrey Plaza, who's not even listed in the cast on the back of the DVD, which is pretty bold of them to not do, in my opinion. But he's trying to train these comedians to kind of be funny and to be, kind of like him in a way. And they're kind of kissing his ass, and it's a good movie. There's some good comedic elements, very, very good dramatically. Probably the only role I could probably really like Leslie Mann in. Gangs of New York, still been meaning to check this one out. It's another Martin Scorsese film. I know I'll like it. Haven't watched it yet for some reason. Garfield Gets Real, very, very interesting, like mix of of animation and then animation real world. Like it's an interesting concept. I don't remember it too much. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, an hour and 14 minutes. So I'll check it out again. Garfield the movie, of course, directed by the legendary Coen brothers. If you know the story, you know. George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead and Land of the Dead. Really like the cover of Land of the Dead, even though this is the theatrical cut. I like this one better than the uncut cover because this is more zoomed in, and I think this one actually works very, very well with the zombies at the bottom and the hand. Diary of the Dead, I've heard, is pretty bad, but yeah. George Carlin, Life is Worth Losing, and Playing with Your Head. George Carlin, one of the best comedians of all time. Great stand-up sets there. Get Rich or Die Trying, the 50 Cent movie. Haven't seen this yet. And G-Force. I've had this... I want to say I've had G-Force for about 13 years. I got it in 2009 for Christmas, I'm pretty sure. And, yeah, that was actually, that's pretty fun. Yeah. Ghost, never seen it. This is my mom's. Ghost Town, haven't seen it. Give Me Shelter, haven't seen it. Girl Fight, haven't seen it. Girl Interrupted, finally a movie I've seen. Of course, a beautiful Winona Ryder. Great film. Definitely in the top 100 favorite movies, more than likely. Yeah, basically Winona Ryder plays, I believe it's Susanna Kaysen, I think. Susanna, I got Susanna right for sure. Who is mistakenly identified with, I believe it's OC, borderline personality disorder, and she's put into a mental hospital where it's not super bad. It's just misunderstood pretty much, and it's a really, really good film. If you check it out, great performances by pretty much everybody involved. Winona Ryder's great. Angelina Jolie, in my opinion, gives her best performance in a film. Brittany Murphy is really, really good for the time that she's on screen. Really, really solid film overall, and I believe it was directed by, yes, James Mangold, who Directed Walk the Line, which we're going to get to. Logan, which we're going to get to. He's directed a lot of pretty good movies, and also Walk the Line. So yeah, there's another batch of DVDs. The Girl Next Door. There's 2 movies named The Girl Next Door. There's this one that I own, which is the teen comedy from 2004 with Paul Dano, which means I've got to watch it soon. And also there's one apparently from 2007 called The Eli Experience, or The Girl Next Door, The Eli Experience, which I have courtesy of my sister. There's a burned DVD of that somewhere. I don't have many burned DVDs in here. The only one I think I have is actually Exorcist 4. But The Girl Next Door, this is one with Eliza Cuthbert and Emil Hirsch. I apologize if I butchered his name. He's never going to watch this anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, yeah, never seen this. It looks interesting, though. I think it'll be fun. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I believe this is another David Fincher film. Yes, it is. I've not seen this one yet. Please don't shoot me. But, yeah, I got to check it out. Goal 2, Living the Dream. I've owned this for about a decade. I don't know why. But, yeah. Godzilla. One of the most boring films I think I've ever seen. Liz Olsen just doesn't look like she cares. Bryan Cranston's only in this movie for like 7 minutes, and he was one of the main reasons I watched this film. And yeah, just overall not a great film overall. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. That's just a fun movie for me. I enjoy this film. I used to watch it a lot as a kid, and yeah. So now I'm into the final stack for this DVD for these stack. Gone Girl, great film. Woman goes missing. Ben Affleck is her husband. He gets accused of murdering her, and it's a really terrifying film in a way. It's incredibly good to watch. Of course, this is a David Fincher film, so you know it's going to be nothing short of an 8 out of 10 at least. But this movie is just absolutely incredible. The less I say about it, the better. This is just a fucking great film. It's only still in the shrink wrap because I've only watched it once. That's kind of all you really need. I do want to watch it again, but one viewing is really all you need to really appreciate how good that film is. Goodfellas. Everybody knows Goodfellas. Fucking American classic. Martin Scorsese, of course. Mobster film. That's all I got to say. That's just an amazing film. Goodfellas is just mwah, perfect. Good Will Hunting. Pretty good movie. Gus Van Sant, who I believe directed the Psycho remake from 99, I believe. The shot-for-shot Psycho remake. But yeah, Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams great in this. Matt Damon's pretty good. Ben Affleck's also in this one. I gotta rewatch it. I don't remember liking it a whole ton last time I watched it, but it was okay. Goon and Goon Last of the Enforcers. The first one is really funny. I think I watched the first one, I want to say it was this year for the first time, or last year. And it was really funny. Me and my best friend, we both really enjoyed the first Goon. It was pretty funny. Liev Schreiber is hilarious as always. Sean William Scott, of course, I'm going to love him in anything he's in. And then Last of the Enforcers kind of sucked. I mean, it's weird because Jay Baruchel, I believe he wrote the first, yes, he wrote it with Evan Goldberg, who is Seth Rogen's like best friend, and is he co-wrote Superbad with him and like those movies. So he wrote Goon with Jay Baruchel. Jay Baruchel co-wrote this one with Jesse Shabbat and directed it too. So along with co-starring and writing it, he also directed it, which I feel like lends a little bit to how kind of bad this film is. There's a really fun scene where there's like this enforcer beatdown, where like there's an event where you can go and watch hockey enforcers just fight with each other for as long as they can go or something like that. And that scene's fun because it's got like George LaRock's in there. I think John Scott's in there. There's some like known NHL enforcers in that scene as like fun cameos, and that's where like Liev Schreiber is. But like, it just didn't have the same heart as the original, in my opinion. I wasn't a massive fan of this one. The first one is definitely really fun. Great hockey movie. Second one, I don't think is that good at all, unfortunately. The Goonies. This is a fun 80s film right here. Richard Donner, I believe, directed Superman 2, actually. I'm recognizing a lot of directors for some reason. But The Goonies, it's a fun movie. You gotta watch it. It's a fun 80s film that you gotta appreciate. The Graduate, another film you gotta appreciate that I have not watched yet. I really gotta watch this though. Dustin Hoffman, I've heard, is incredible in this. And yeah, Graduate, that's another one. Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood, haven't checked it out yet. Heard it's pretty good. deals with racism, which is always everybody's favorite topic to discuss. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas: The Introduction and Sunday Driver. I don't know what this is. This used to go for $5 at the place I bought it from, but it's a DVD. So I don't know if it's just like the opening cutscene, because it says here, you know, tensions break as threats are carried out, stakes are raised, and communication breaks down. That's not San Andreas. In Los Santos, a drive-by shooting in Grove City's family territory ignites a series of events. Oh, in the days leading up to the start of the game. Okay. Okay, so that's really cool. I don't think many people own this then, because I've never heard this discussed when people discuss like San Andreas, you know? Wow, that's really cool, actually. That's really cool. And then Sunday Driver basically is that I know because I read that for some reason. I always thought it was literally just like the opening cutscenes with a documentary for the game. But no, Sunday Driver is basically an hour-long documentary on like lowriding, like people that lowride. It looks interesting, and yeah, I think that was $1, so that was fun. I gotta check that out. And then Gravity, Sandra Bullock, George Clooney. I've got not really much interest in checking this one out. Got this one for free, actually. Went to a yard sale, picked this one up, and oh no, we haven't gotten to those ones yet. I was thinking of which films, but no, there's 2 films that we will meet in the future that I also bought at the yard sale, and yeah, I say I got them for free. I'm used to saying that. No, I paid like, I think it was like $2 each for these, $2, something like that. But yeah, I'll be back with the next stack of DVDs in just a minute once again, and that'll be it for part 1. After that stack, I'll see you in a minute with that stack. I'll be right back. All right, we got the final stack of DVDs for this first part. Let's get into them and finish this first video for 29 Days of Harry out. Grey Lady Down, never heard of it, got it recently. Greenberg, the movie that Joaquin Phoenix couldn't do because he was filming I'm Still Here, which is just hilarious. You can see it in the documentary, actually. That's pretty funny. Gremlins, haven't seen it. I've owned it for about a decade, and I still haven't watched it. Green Mile, haven't checked it out. Really goddamn long. Grindhouse Death Proof might be my second favorite Tarantino film. I really enjoy Death Proof a lot. Planet Terror, pretty fun zombie movie. Really damn good cast, and unique premise a little bit. Groundhog Day, pretty funny. Bill Murray, one of his best roles. The Grudge, I believe directed by the original director, the director of the original, which is pretty cool. It's not often that you see the Japanese director, or the original director, the director of the Japanese version also directing the American version, so that's pretty cool, and yeah, that's nice to, that's really nice to see that happening. Gulliver's Travels, Jack Black, I've owned this for over a decade. I got this Easter of 2011. I remember that exactly. There was a video on my old channel, but unfortunately that is now gone. So, yeah. Hail Caesar. I haven't seen this yet. Great Coen Brothers film from what I've heard. Really interesting. I believe it follows the film crew. Follows a single day in the life of a studio fixer who's presented with plenty of problems to fix. So, that's pretty interesting. It's got Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Franz McDormand, Tilda Swinton, who always seem to really like working with the Coens. Channing Tatum's in this. I think I said Jonah Hill, Ralph Fiennes. Great, incredible cast for this film, and I gotta watch it. Halloween, hot take, not an amazing film. Halloween 2, which I actually like better than the original, and Halloween 3, which I have not watched yet. Hancock, which looks like an interesting comedy for the superhero genre. And The Hangover. I've seen it like twice when I was a kid, and I fucking hated it both times, because the Hangover movies are not good movies. Hangover Part 2, I've seen that once. Hangover Part 3, thankfully, I've never seen, so, yeah. Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, Best of Both Worlds concert. Watched this as a kid once, and I've never seen it since. Hannah Montana, the movie. That's all I'm going to say for now. Hannibal, just got this recently. Very happy to own that. And Hannibal Rising, I've owned that for about a decade. I think... Spoiler for later. I think I now own every Hannibal-related film. I think there's only the 4. But I don't know. I'll check later. Happy Feet, pretty fun animated film. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, not great from what I remember. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Sorcerer's Stone. Chamber of Secrets. Prisoner of Azkaban. Order of the Phoenix. And Half-Blood Prince. I've checked these. I've watched every Harry Potter film. They're interesting. I like them. They're not amazing in my opinion. I think they're okay. Some of them are better than others. I personally really like the I think it's the third one the most. I think I really like the third one the most. And yeah, I enjoy some Harry Potter, and yeah, I'll have to check some out in the future. I'll have to rewatch them again in the future. Hateful Eight, pretty fun Tarantino film. Don't get how people can think this is the worst Tarantino film when Kill Bill exists. I'm not a massive Kill Bill fan personally. Yeah, but Hateful Eight I think is pretty good. It's very slow moving, very fun to watch, and very, very enjoyable to see how everything goes on in the film. And yeah, it's got an amazing cast: Samuel Jackson, Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Walton Goggins. Okay, there we go. Walton Goggins, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern. Such a great cast. Hate Ship, Love Ship bought this because Haley Steinfeld's in it. Jennifer Jason Leigh also in this one, surprisingly. Not great. It's directed by Liza Johnson. I thought it was Guy Pearce who directed this. That's weird. Not a great film. It's alright. Kristen Wiig is surprisingly okay in that one. Heat, this is one of the films that I mentioned with Gravity. It's called Tension in French, or Tension. But thankfully the disc is in English. So yeah, I did make sure to check that when I bought it. Heathers, of course, Winona Ryder. Had to buy it. Really, really good dark comedy. Great, great film. Really funny. Really, really good overall. I'm a big fan of Heathers. I gotta rewatch it. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Pretty good films, from what I've heard. Really, really fun, kick-ass, action superhero films. Yeah, apparently they're still supposed to be making Hellboy 3 with Ron Perlman. I haven't heard anything since the 2019 remake with David Harbour, but I don't know. We'll see. Hero Wanted, never seen it. High Rise, bought it because it was a Blu-ray at the dollar store, and you don't see those all too often. Hitchcock, bought this at a local convenience store. Actually, they have a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays. $7. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, Scarlett Johansson, Toni Collette, Michael Straubin, Jessica Biel. Great, great cast. And I believe this is directed by, what's his name? Oh, Sasha Jarvesi. Never heard of him. Heard this was a pretty good film though. Back when it released in like 2012, I heard it was pretty good. Fox Searchlight usually puts out some good stuff too. So yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Home Alone 2. Not bad. Not as good as the original, though. Hop. Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. I think the first one is really, really good. Really funny. And the second one just kind of falls flat. I don't think it's nearly as good as the first. It kind of doesn't stay grounded as much as the first one. Yeah, I think the first is just much, much funnier. And, yeah. And the final movie we got Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz, which is a part of course, the Cornetto trilogy of Edgar Wright with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Really, really funny. Probably my least favorite, quote-unquote, of the three. Still really, really damn funny. That just goes to show how good Edgar Wright is. When he can make a film that's listed, that's an 8 out of 10, probably 7, 8 out of 10, and it's still just, yeah, it's just the worst of the trilogy. That shows you how good he is. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Day 1 of 25 Days of Harry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share everything, which includes but is not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, tell us what it Harry's. Subscribe to join the Puff Club, join the Hasty Club, subscribe on Sub. If you're a member of the D Nation, thank you very much for watching. If you're a member of the D Nation, thank you very much. Hell yeah. Link subscription are the Amazon wishes, PO Box, and PayPal, the Discord, the Twitch, Letterboxd, and the Speedrunning Counter all down there below. By the way, if you guys do purchase anything off of my Amazon wish list, and it arrives to me before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, I will be doing a live stream like I do every year, and if I have anything to open, I will be opening it on that live stream. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. You don't have to at all. If you want to, it's there. That's why it's there. It's an option. PayPal is also there if you don't want to, if you see nothing that you really think I would love for whatever reason, a lot of the stuff, you know what I mean. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Harris again, and I am out to stay classy, boys. I'm Marielle, and always remember, no matter how bad we are like last year, or how good we are so far like this year, hopefully that doesn't be outdated, and we've lost 8 in a row at this point. I really hope not. But, yeah, thank you guys again. That would actually be insane because I'm filming this November 10th. But, yeah, I don't even think we have 8 games until the 1st. We might. I don't know. But, yeah, good as bad as last year, as good as this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Harris again, and I'm out. See you guys. Love you guys. Bye, guys. See you guys. Bye.